Ooh, what's up, Internet? My name's Nerdy.
And I'm Clarus.
And this is Dragonlance, Shadow of the Dragon Queen. That's right. This is session 7. Vogler. Well, things happen. We'll talk about when the show actually begins, but for now, I'm going to introduce everybody. Let's go around the table.
What's up? I am Rob Russo Music. On all platforms, I'm playing the High Half-Elf, Sylvanesti High Half-Elf, Lunar Sorcerer, Caligaro Moonfire.
We take 1 week off and you're
Dope.
just like...
I had it like in my head and rehearsed, and then I was like,
Got stage fright.
Yeah,
Yeah.
most of us.
There's no stage, there's no frightening. That's it though,
I have
right?
never
High
experienced
Half-Elf,
stage fright.
Sylvanesti.
Is that weird?
Yeah, you're a weirdo.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I started performing like too young.
Oh, maybe.
And I just am like...
I don't know if that's the thing. I also was performing at the age of like 5 and 6, and I still have gotten stage fright.
Yeah, but like
People
define
just-
your stage fright. Like, do you get those excited butterflies in your tummy that
No.
you're like, oh fuck, okay.
Yeah, I know, right?
It's clinical.
I just kind of...
Yeah.
I kind of show up at half hour, put my shit on,
Yeah.
and then I just, at like 5, I'm just kind of sitting
goes
there
about
being
his
like...
day.
Thank you, 5.
Ready for the show to be over. I'm usually
Good.
at a point where I'm ready for the show to be over about 5 minutes before it starts.
Jesus.
Gotcha. Well, TPK. You can
love
end
my
it. You can end it
job.
way sooner than you want to. Yeah.
No, I don't have stage fright for this because there's too much technical shit I have to worry about that like
true.
I don't even think about the game until we're going.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
this. Sorry, that's Rob. Next.
What's up, guys?
The Brian Kling, Kender, Paladin, Banley Wind. That's it. Hell yeah.
I heard Banley-Win.
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 should open your
What's up,
fucking ears.
Internet? I'm ClarusPolaris, and I play Harvest, who is a Lycan Blood Hunter Muscle Mommy. TM.
Is that on the character sheet?
Yeah. I'm gonna actually write
shit,
that
so
in,
it is. Yeah.
in brackets. This is
That is
Harvest
actually
Muscle Mommy.
that's Harvest last name is Muscle
Yes.
Mommy.
Harvest Muscle Mommy.
that
Is the TM also part of like, is
It
it
is
on your
part of
driver's
it.
license TM?
It's actually
Yes.
pronounced Masamamia.
Yeah, that's actually the Zemnian pronunciation.
Oh, yeah, we're not there.
Hello, beautiful people. How's it going? My name is Rob. I'm Captain Krill on all things. I'm playing Teller/Storyteller, the High Elf Eloquence Bard. There you go. I get it.
Did we all forget?
I don't know what happened to the rest of you. I feel great.
I am
Ace
last.
mine.
I never do my
We take
intro.
one
It always has to be like, do your intro. Oh yeah, sorry, I'm playing Teller.
But also, I as a person whose brain is a little bit broken, I only listen to podcasts at 1.5 speed or faster.
Listening
and
to
so
you-
your intro
Yeah.
at 1.5 speed is...
It's something.
You get the breath though.
So that's Robin, also known as Captain Krail, also known as probably 50 other things, depending on where you know them from.
Yeah. Oh my God, thank you so
There's
much
many
for-
characters.
Yeah. I love getting 2 intros.
So that's Robin.
Yeah,
Also
so
known as
that's...
Captain Crab.
We're going to go around the table and we're going to introduce Robin.
Yeah, exactly. Hello, beautiful, wonderful.
We do the acting exercise. We all have to like say it at the same time.
Yeah, exactly. On the one
All
breath.
at once.
We need to do it one word at a time, going
my
around in a
God.
circle. Doing it.
It is sort of crazy to me that we ended up with a cast for the show that is Rob, Brian, and Robin. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah, because
I actually had to change my name after the session 1 to fit in.
Yeah, you're like, you know what? It
I
doesn't
like to
click.
think that you didn't change your name, but you found your name. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
I found it to fit in.
There was
Yeah.
you went on an adventure in here.
In and
Yeah.
out.
I found it for this. Only this.
No one else
I've
actually
actually
calls me
only changed my
Robin.
name for this show so that
Exactly.
no one associates my real name with this.
Yeah, I don't want people to know that I come here every Saturday.
Mo thinks that you're like with your other family, but you're actually playing D&D with other people.
D&D family is other family. All right?
Yes, yeah, that's it. You
Yeah.
got it, yeah.
There you go.
All right, well, that's our very long-winded intro. This podcast show, live play, I don't know what to
Nice.
call it, is brought to you by MissyMountainGaming.com. That's right. We finally all have... Okay.
We do.
All right.
Wow.
All right.
Burn it.
Actually, this is crazy. Bannon died between sessions. Bannon fell off the boat and
Wait, why am I
couldn't
applauding?
swim.
As we know, halflings canonically cannot swim.
Yeah.
Well, not when they're following a canoe.
It's an elven rowboat.
Sorry, yes.
So this podcast, we're in the middle of an ad read, is brought to you by MistyMountainGaming.com. Misty Mountain Gaming is the first ever e-tailer bringing you the accoutrement necessary. That is a deep cut to episode 1. Bringing you the accoutrement necessary for you to enjoy the TT RPGs. You can also enjoy titties with MistyMountainGaming.com. They have some very sexy minis on their site. You can buy a leather bag like this one.
Hell yeah.
That's a MistyMountainGaming.com thing.
Damn,
I highly recommend that you enjoy their stuff because they do the best. So use code nerdynightly15, get 15% off your order over at MistyMountainGaming.com.
Hell yeah.
And go Google the word accoutrement. Back to you, Harvest.
Oh, hi. And on today's segment, it's kind of raining outside, but you know, that's Toronto for you.
Yes.
Back to you, Nerdy.
Oh, are we doing the weather now?
You never said.
That was very
actually-
newscaster.
That's
back to
very
you,
funny.
Clarus. Yeah.
I would love for you to do the weather every week.
There's a
And now the
30%
weather.
chance that it's already raining.
And because you touch yourself in that way, we are now demonetized.
As long as you don't like
Nobody's
squeeze.
getting paid today.
Yay! Thank you.
Real talk, you've talked about the bag every time, but I'm seeing it for the first time today.
yeah.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
Very hot.
stunning.
It's sexy.
It's a
Like-
nice bag.
It is
smells
real
like
leather.
leather, yeah.
It is a very real, very very real
Red
leather
leather,
bag.
yellow leather.
Say
And
that 5 times fast.
red
Sorry.
leather, yellow leather, red leather,
Yep.
yellow leather. The arsonist had oddly shaped feet.
That's
Is
a
that
good
is that a
one.
tongue twister?
The Human Torch was denied a bank loan.
God.
Those are from the opening of Anchorman. A film that was very funny when I was younger, but that I feel like Gen Z would cancel.
Well, we did
Yeah, I think
do a
so.
whole Nerdy Nightly morning show episode where you were Ron Burgundy for
I
the whole
was
thing.
not Ron Burgundy. I took one nightly morning show off, and
Yes.
Ron Burgundy came
Ron
and did the
Burgundy,
news with you.
yes, on our show. That if you can find that somewhere on the dredges
It's
of the
still
internet.
up. No,
I know it's up.
There's a playlist. It's not that hard to find because the thumbnail is me in a red jacket with a mustache going.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I remember the Ron Burgundy show. You guys did great. I went for a 1.5 hour walk. I came back and I missed Ron Burgundy. I was very sad about it.
Wow.
So sad.
That's a big miss.
San Diego's greatest newsman. I love making pop culture references and looking at my wife while I do them as
We
As
watched
the
it.
light
I
leaves
can
her
see
eyes.
in her brain as she's trying to process that she cannot remember what I'm talking
My
about.
life flashes before my
Yeah.
eyes. They like glaze over.
Do I know what he's referencing? Probably not.
No, most likely not. But we did watch that movie,
We did.
unfortunately.
All right, well, this has been a fun intro. Shall we play
Yeah.
Dragonlance? Oh, heads up before we get started. Actually, we do have
7 up.
a little bit further housekeeping. Wow, that game never made any sense.
Still
No, it
doesn't.
didn't.
It still doesn't. We will not be live next Saturday. We will have a pre-taped episode going up. The goal is that when the goal is to have a video of a session go up every week so that we can get through the story. It's going to be a long story and we want to tell it. But, you know, we're all nerds. Sometimes we go to cons. Sometimes we have jobs. There are other things. The goal is to be live for this as much as possible because I think I want to preserve the live feeling of it. But next week with Toronto Comic Con happening and Breakout Con happening in Toronto at the same weekend because, hey, one of you move. And
Yeah,
by one
please.
of you, I do mean you Breakout Con. I'm so sorry.
Comic-Con was there first.
Don't be on the same weekend so that I can do both of you. I want to give you my money. I literally want to give you my money. Don't do this.
Don't make it difficult.
Don't make it so hard.
Troublesome scheduling.
So
You know
because
it's
there's
there.
2 conventions in Toronto next weekend, and we all have different obligations at either one or both, we won't have a live show, but we will pre-tape a show that will go live at the same time. That will only be on YouTube. So if you want to watch session 8, that is going to premiere on YouTube next week at 1 p.m. Same time. It'll be a similar session. We don't have a lot of chat interaction in the show anyway, so I'm hoping that it won't disrupt your enjoyment of it too much. But in order to kind of keep this going and not fall behind, we're gonna try and make sure that we get something up every Saturday for you.
We want to be consistent. Yeah.
Also, subscribe to the Roleplay Relay YouTube channel, or else you might miss the cast eating Girl Scout cookies. That's
Yeah.
right. We are going to be consuming all of them and ranking them from best to worst.
Hell yeah.
The best will, of course, be the Thin Mints. If you want to do anything else with your time, do it. I don't fucking care.
If
Live
you
your
want
life.
to do something else with your time, you can go over to patreon.com/nerdynightly. We have a $10 tier now. There is something in between the $5 and the $50 because what the fuck. So it's a $10 tier that is tied into the Dragonlance campaign. Every month we are going to be giving away a hand-painted miniature from the game, painted by myself.
This month, if you sign up for March for the $10 tier, you'll be entered in a raffle to win Dragonlance.
Hell yeah.
The ogre from the Battle of High Hill.
With his head still attached.
Unfortunately,
yeah.
But
But maybe
by the
I'll
end
throw
of
in a
March.
By the end of
javelin.
and then I think that April mini will be. She's not there anymore. The Viewmaster Golcag. We're basically going to kill people, and then you can win their bodies.
Yeah.
Oh my god, that's so fun.
I know, right?
I think you should take the head off Dragonus and then write some assembly required.
And put a javelin in the box
I was gonna
as
say,
well.
add a tooth-
Javelin.
add a
No,
tooth-
Dravelin isn't different. Somebody else has to win.
Someone else
Dravelin.
gets javelin.
And then those
You have
people
to
gotta
meet
meet
up so that you can assemble the mini.
Dimension 20, just to bring up a great cause, Dimension 20 is currently auctioning off minis from the first season of Fantasy High on their website.
sick.
They're doing all of the proceeds for that are going to the Palestine Children's Relief Fund, I believe it's called. Incredible organization to help the ongoing crisis that we are Americans are somewhat responsible for in Palestine, just a little bit. So if you want to do some good and you want some really well made unique minis, I recommend checking that out. They have the javelin made me think of it because they have like a spiritual weapon that's a piece of corn that's going for like $1,400.
Yeah.
Nice.
That auction is crazy.
Yeah.
But it's for a great cause, so I am definitely not mad at it.
Yes.
Yeah. And with that having been said, I think it is. I think that's everything. Check out the new Patreon tier. Maybe win Dragonus' body, and
Twitch category still in Baldur's Gate.
that shouldn't be. But let me fix that really quick, and then we'll start. Somebody be interesting for 20 seconds.
Thank you, Dutch Daddy Gamer.
If you are actually in Toronto, speaking of cons next week, and you're like, oh my god, I would just love to see Robin do something related to their show. We're actually having an Adamless live show on Friday. We're going to be a little game with the Adamless crew, and there's going to be audience interaction. It's going to be fun and goofy.
That's at Breakout Con.
That's a breakout. And
I hate that we have to describe which con it is.
con?
Very much so,
yeah.
yeah. And then on Saturday, from 12 till 4, I'm running a Starfinder game. Just for people that turn up and want to play Starfinder. I think 4 of the 7 slots are filled.
Very cool.
So if you want to go, go do that. And that's why we're not here next week.
Yes.
Running tables. I'm running
Because
tables all
more
weekend.
TTRPGs.
That's it.
All right, more titties. Let's dive into Dragonlance. I changed the music to be more emotional.
Oh, sorry.
From a boat in the middle of a river, 3 of our companions look back and they watch as Martin Rootbill stands over the, as far as you can tell, unconscious, probably dead body of Becklin Uthvirin as he watches as your boat pulls away from the shore towards another province. As you pass over the Vingard River into Nightland, hopefully on your way to Kalamon, the city that is holding, you hope, refuge from the crisis that has befallen you these past 48 hours, as you've attended your friend's funeral, been betrayed, and fought through woods and city to save as many people as you could from an army heralding red crests and the symbol of Takisis, the evil god of dragons. You held the line at the gate just long enough that you know the boats got 2 trips across the river and as many people as possible were saved. But you stand on this boat looking back at Martin, and among you is Harvest, unconscious but alive. Darrett, unconscious, living, hopefully. And behind you, if you were to turn around and look, you see hundreds of innocent citizens, mostly women and children, as so many of the men of this town died in the Battle of the High Hill, organizing for what should be an arduous march through the 20 miles between where you are going to land your boats and Kalamon City itself. Just before you get to the other side of the river, as the city of Vogler in front of you starts to spark in flames, and the city itself, the citizens of the dragon army on the pier, become silhouettes as the light behind them from the flames of the city. You see Martin, whoosh, and suddenly he's once again the large eagle form that knocked Becklin out of the sky, and he picks up her body in a claw, takes off, and he begins to rise up and fly over you. And you watch as he gets to the other side of the bank before you do. But he doesn't slow down, he doesn't descend, he just keeps flying higher and higher, further to the south, carrying Becklin to parts unknown. As you land on the other side of the river, the hustle and bustle of hundreds of people attempting to make sense of what is happening and what the best way forward is hits your ears. There is just the cacophony of children weeping and screaming. There are women trying to bandage wounds as best as possible. There seems to be a pavilion area, not a pavilion area, but there seems to be a crowd of people in a circle around a central argument that seems to be going down. And you hear the voice of Lord Baccharis, the aggressive and angry financial leader of Vogler, and the mayor seem to have caught themselves in somewhat of a screaming match. You can't quite make out what they're saying. There's just too many people yelling. And your boat bumps up against the shore. What would you like to do?
As the boat sort of like hits the shore, Ben kind of like falls, like jumps out and sort of like lands on his back and just sort of like breathes for a moment. And as I do that, I'm going to cast Divine Sense just to see if there's any celestial fiends or undead within 60 feet of this location.
Oh, interesting. Yes, you cast that. You don't feel anything. Wait, you said celestial fiends?
Or undead.
Or undead. Give me 1 second.
Wow.
Well, we
What a
know
weird
there's
I just have to check on
Something,
something because I
isn't it?
don't
Meta
know.
knowledge.
Damn, okay.
I mean, I got 5 uses. I may as well just use them.
Yeah.
And before we go sleep.
No. Sorry.
So there's something nearby, but it's not a full
But
celestial
they
fiend.
wouldn't know
Renegade.
that.
I just wanted to check one thing about a racial race. And no, you don't feel anything.
So there's a devil nearby.
Wouldn't the devil count as a fiend?
I guess so, yeah.
I actually don't know.
I don't know, actually. I think fiends
not a
and
devil.
devils are two
Own
different things.
Thing? I could be wrong.
But I might also be
I mean,
wrong.
I can be described as a fiend in many ways.
Nice. And a devil.
And the devil.
Sweet
Oh,
talker.
you flatter me.
Oh, interesting. No. Fiends, demons, and devils are all different.
Yeah.
It's weird that Divine Sense wouldn't recognize a devil
It
or a
is
demon.
odd.
Fiends, demons,
What?
and devils. Oh
It is
my.
odd.
What is a fiend? Like, I know the word, I know how it
A fiend is a
functions.
creature type, I think.
But like even in like
Oh
English,
no, actually I'm wrong.
like,
Devils.
What is a fiend?
No.
A devil's demons both fiends, but a
Yes.
devil and a demon are two separate things.
Yes, that's what
But
it
they
is.
are both
Fiend.
fiends.
So not all fiends. All devils are fiends, but not all fiends are devils.
No, fiends
Yeah.
include demons, lemurs, devils,
Lemurs.
cambions, Yugoloths, succubuses, and rakshasas. But also there is a category for fiend under fiend, so I don't know what that means. But you don't sense any of those things nearby.
No succubus nearby.
No.
Unfortunately. I know.
What was the point of all this?
I
It
quit.
wasn't
Yeah.
Teller
I
something-
wanna
prompts,
go home.
unfortunately. You sense Teller as the succubus.
This whole
in that throughout the day, that fight, Teller
Yeah.
went from there like, all right, darling, let's do it. Bam, 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 like throwing out spells and then being like still pretty positive, regardless of what's happening. To when they fell back to the pier, Calgero saw Teller just being like having the shit beaten out of them and just like extremely exhausted, like disassociating for a little bit, and then as soon as it's like okay, it's like playtime, then Teller like snaps back into the very like.
Would you
is
say
still
he
very
snaps
upbeat.
back to reality?
Whoop, there goes
Oh,
gravity.
there goes gravity, and then he flies up and into space. Yeah.
Are Teller's
Just
Teller's
through the atmosphere.
eyebrows singed?
No.
Explosion.
No, their eyebrows are perfectly intact.
Yeah, it looks perfect.
Yeah, in fact, it even like Never mind. I was like, it even shaped them with the fire. And like,
yeah.
It, like, waxed them.
He microbladed his
with flame and cannon backfire.
It says hair immune to fire, actually. On my
His jacket was previously leather, and now it's just burnt leather, but it looks so intentional. It's like those like very fancy hats they make in LA. Like, they're like, oh, that was very expensive.
That are more expensive. Yeah.
Well, because distressing jeans takes effort, and we can't do that anymore.
Yeah, nobody puts effort in.
This show, no effort.
Zero.
But then, like, on the boat, that like, just raw level exhaustion just like re-hits them, and they like are completely disassociating until someone addresses or even looks at them, and then immediately it's almost and then immediately becomes just like fine again. As soon as we hit the shore, I think, like that just like thumping pressure of, oh my god, we've just been through everything, and Teller is so spent and has literally nothing left to give. As soon as there's people around, like, hello darlings, climbs off the boat. Can we have someone attend to our dear friend here? Is Cudgel around? To anyone who's looking at us.
Cudgel, Cudgel was Cudgel was pulled out of the river because I believe Cudgel was gnome-flinged into the river.
Yeah.
And so she's next to the mayor in the circle.
Cool. So she is on the shore.
Yeah,
and wasn't on the boat.
They had a much smaller boat. So she was pulled out while you guys were still waiting for. She was pulled to shore. Yeah.
I believe we should have a meeting. Raven is here. That's wonderful. Raven, Cudgel, would you mind if we had a brief chat with some of our party before we discuss next
Are you
steps?
walking up to the argument that's going on and saying that?
Yes. Yeah. Are they having the argument?
Yeah. So
my apologies.
Sorry. What you see in front of you is there's a circle of there are citizens trying to move stuff around and like kind of organize what is remaining of the population. In the center, there is a circle of people around an argument that seems to be Baccharis and Vogler. Baccharis and Mayor Raven having a rather heated exchange about what comes next.
Oh, okay. We'll walk up and be like, people, please, let's, in front of the others, can we move this to somewhere else, or at least clue me in as to what we're fighting about?
Tell her, yes, I am so glad that you survived, Raven begins, and she looks at you and says, where's Harvest? And Derek?
I just want to clarify that Ban is like at this point still like kind of on the ground.
Yeah.
He's kind of just like silently weeping as he's kind of holding the shield and looking back across to the flaming Vogler across the way. He's kind of like a bit disassociated right now as sort of Teller takes charge of the situation.
And as if to snap answer the question of where's Harvest, I'd like to think in the moment of the boat hitting the shore, that's what snaps Cal out of just like gripping the back of the boat, looking at the same exact image of another helpless town that he was unable to save, and releasing his grip on the wood. There's actual scorch marks because he was still holding on to whatever fire he was casting. But he immediately snaps to with the boat hitting and kind of gets a neck under a shoulder maybe of Harvest and starts bringing her to the shore because he's like, this person's not moving themselves right now. I don't know if I need to strength any of that, but like
no, you're fine. You're fine.
Doing his from sheer will.
There's a number of people on the boat. Tim Jackson's with you.
So he's like, help me out here. Like calls people in, and then maybe in response, here's where's Harvest. He kind of peeks his head and he like, got her.
Is she okay?
I
don't
think so. We need. I don't know if there's anyone, and kind of like sitting her down, maybe like on the edge of something. Healing something, a potion. I don't know. We need to wake her up. I've never seen her unconscious. He's like kind of losing his mind.
Yeah.
He's like, she's so strong. She went down really hard. She's strong though. I don't know.
Cudgel walks over y'all. Becklin, where is she? She was last.
That snaps Ban out of sort of his moment, and he sort of like looks up, and he's just like, you can see like the tears streaking down his cheeks as he's just. She didn't make it. She was in the air with the gnome flinger, and then Martin grabbed her, took her down.
Our team of the Miraculous 4 turns out to now be the team of the Miraculous 2.
I'm so sorry.
Martin.
Really sorry.
No, I'm sorry. This is all my fault. I brought Gregonus. I brought Martin into all this. I thought perhaps having a druid would save lives.
This is absolutely not your burden to bear. You couldn't have possibly known their intentions.
You did not resurrect the Queen of Dragons.
No.
That army of 15,000, you're very talented, but you did not inspire 15,000 to turn cloak against Vogler.
As you say this, Bacchus comes over and he injects in the conversation and says, Yes, I'm quite sorry about your friends. But we must move. They can get across the river. They have wings. Mm-hmm. Now, we have enough boats to get half of this population down to Kalaman rather quickly. I believe that if we were to put the sick, the wounded, the elderly, and the children upon the boats, I will take them to Kalaman, and we have a cart.
Do we have anyone who has any form of hunting experience?
Darrett would be your best bet, but
Okay. Well, then Darrett stays with the people who...
He'll guide the group.
he's... If he wakes up.
Does anybody have anything, health potions, or anybody have any?
Mary was like, I gave you... What? Becklin emptied the vault to you when you left for your reconnaissance, and other than that, I don't know what else we could have, to be honest.
Do we have any horses or anything that we...
We have a cart. It was on Lord Bacchus's boat before they left, and so they're unloading that. They can give us that. We will have to alternate people pushing it. It will slow us down a bit to bring it, but perhaps if we would like to allow some people to sleep. There are some people who would benefit us by sleep. I know.
We can't sleep here. We have to move first.
Well, you said
think we must.
Pardon me. You said you had a cart.
Yes, there is a cart.
It can hold the weight of people on it.
Yes, it would need to be pulled by people. We don't have horses to tug it.
No, we
but...
take shifts. We pull the cart, let people rest, harvest some sleep.
I can pull the cart.
And Ho kind of summons in and is like, I think that if I sleep, I might be able to help.
I think we should have the people who are staying should sleep now here, whilst the rest get ready on the boats.
But they've got wings. We
If
can't
they
sleep
cross
in
the
the
river.
open.
They
open
have
here.
they have very few wings. They have
True.
Martin, who's not going to fight even in our weakened state. If he appeared to us, that would be the end of their campaign.
They've got all those dragons. I mean, but they can only soar, right?
They can only soar. They can. We saw that they can glide from a high point and
But can they make it this far?
not just gliding. They would need to truly fly, and they won't be able to do that.
When you say sleep, do you mean just a quick nap, or are you talking
No,
like
I think we need
tense and night and?
we need to rest.
We
Is
should
there,
at
is
least
there
get...
just looking around the shoreline? Is there like a bit of foliage or trees or something?
It's a forest, so
Okay.
like there
almost
you
night.
you could pull into. It is nighttime. It
Yeah,
is
I was
dark
gonna
night.
say,
Yeah.
it's like-
So we'd have to just take cover somewhere.
Yes.
We should at least
we would have to
walk.
pull into the forest a bit and create some. It would be dangerous, but
Yes.
We need people on watches, and we need to stay here for people to get on the boats anyway. So that'll be a shift. People getting on, everyone sleeping and napping, making sure that they're all off down the river safely.
Okay.
But what's to say that there's no more boats across the river that they won't use to get over here in
We
that
took
time?
all
we
the-
did
we
not
took
leave
all the
a
boats.
single boat unless they brought their own.
That's what I mean. We can't leave
But
that
we
to
can
chance.
see Vogler, right?
I mean, if you turn towards the city, there's just a inferno burning at the
Yeah,
moment.
they would have
We
had
can
to
see
bring
it.
boats from where the thing bashed the gates. They would have crossed them on land. Like there's no way.
We would know if they had.
There's no way. Well, or at least, and if there is, we wake up, we attack, and we run.
And the thing is they are not monsters in a supernatural sense. They also need rest, and they have just done a storm of a city. They're not going to march immediately.
You also know like there was a force that attacked Vogler but it was not the whole army.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like they don't have. It's not like there's like 10,000 people on the other side of the river. Like there was a force of about
all
50,
lined up.
and you also took out their leader.
I was gonna say, I actually, and Cal kind of like puffs his chest a little bit. He's like, "Might I add, their strongest troop has a hole where their chest was, so perhaps that'll detain them a little bit."
Jackson kind of comes over and is like, I mean, you know, if we don't have anything that we need to carry with us, if it's just what's on our backs, we can sleep ready to go, and I can stay watch on the beach tonight. I'm good. As long as someone's willing to drag me in the cart tomorrow, I'll watch. And if someone comes, I'll run. And then everyone starts moving through the forest.
If you get rest tonight, you can pull the cart tomorrow.
The majority of our fighters need to be at the back of this caravan that we're making.
I'd rather not move through the forests of Nightland at night.
Agreed.
This is a place of hunting in these woods. And this is wild territory that still believes Lord Soth can come back. And
Do you think it might be safe for us to have multiple people watching? One to watch the forest and some folks to watch the Vogler?
I mean, look, I think that we've got 150. We've got people.
Say? Lord Soth?
Yeah.
Who was that?
He was a knight of your order. He was Salamnik. Oh yeah. He points at
Sorry, we're
Harvest unconscious body.
Harvest.
You guys are just still holding Harvest in the conversation, but she's fully unconscious.
She's kind of like at this point, like leaned up against like a log or something. Like just I like sat her down and leaned her, but she's like maybe looks like she was sitting and listening, but very much not.
Like old people who fall asleep at the theater. They're like,
I nod for her, just like taking her.
It's fully Weekend at Bernie's.
Yeah.
You would probably already know Lord Soth. He but for the players, and you definitely know who Lord Soth is, because you're the Kender who have gone off to like help in the fight in the Nightlands from your town. We're going to fight the believers in him. Lord Soth was a knight, and Jackson is saying this, but his accent makes my throat dry, so I'm going to say it as me. Lord Soth was a knight of the Islamic Order of the Rose. He was the leader of Nightland before it was one of the provinces under the rule of the Emperor of Salamnia, who you all live under now. And so he was a knight that was part of at the time of the Cataclysm. He was one of the leaders he was the leader of Nightland. And he was put to death for killing his elven wife for killing his wife because he wanted to remarry. And so he was tried and killed. There are many people in the Nightland area who still deeply believe in him, and there is a large militia that is trying to reclaim Nightland for Lord Soth in the belief that he will return one day to lead Nightland out of the Emperor of Salamnia's rule. And so that's kind of the backstory of the area.
I just want to say thank you, Threk, for joining the nerd table for like 25 months.
Thank you.
Hell yeah.
And Threk hit 25 months as a member of our channel. Can you believe that?
That's
I know.
insane.
Oh
Crazy.
my gosh. Lord Soth is a very important figure in the story of this area. And there are you would know that there are many rumors and stories that he's still alive. There are always people who believe that Lord Soth never died and that he is just biding his time for the right moment to take his kingdom back from the Emperor of Salamnia.
Yes, no travel at night. Let's rest, sleep, please. The more arcane attuned of us need full rest to reconnect to the weave, and I think I need it more than probably everyone else.
I think the best thing is you guys just go rest. The mayor and I can figure out who's going to stay on the boats. We'll send people to wherever you guys decide to camp. And if you guys can organize people bedding down, we'll handle the beach. And I guess Lord Baccaris is going to head to Kalman and kind of give them a heads up what's going on.
And take the 200.
Yes, I will. Yes.
Is his son here?
Yeah.
Okay.
His son, you actually look over, if you're looking for a son.
It would be more passive. I was just curious if he didn't make it,
No, his son is down at the edge of the beach where the water's licking against the rocks, and he's just on his knees, just looking back at the city he grew up in, and just he doesn't seem to be very emotional about it. He's just sort of watching the flames.
In shock, probably.
Ben's gonna go up to him, and just sort of like sit down on the ground and sort of look at the fires and say, "What are you thinking about?"
I don't know that I'm thinking at the moment.
Is this all you've ever known, or did you have a life outside of Vogler at one time?
No, I've spent much of my time in Calamon. I went to school there. This is just my father's city.
Does it make you sad?
Perhaps tomorrow. I don't know that I feel much of anything at the moment.
Well, if you need anything, healing or someone to talk to, I'm sure you're probably going with your father tomorrow downstream, but
I believe we're leaving now. There is much to be done. Things to figure out.
When we get to Calamon, if you want to talk about it.
Perhaps. I hope that you make it. Good luck.
We will. We've got a god on our side.
Of course.
I hope you make it. Be safe.
Yeah. I never thought of this river as being dangerous, but perhaps things have changed. And he just goes silent and gets up, pats himself off, and starts to head towards his father's boat. You see all of the children. Anyone under the age of probably 14 is being led onto the boats, and the mothers of those people. There are a number of people who are being carried on whatever they have to carry hurt bodies. There are a couple of people who are too injured to move that have been put into the cart in the hopes that when Ho wakes up tomorrow, she will have the ability to use some of that Solinari magic to call upon her deity to save them. But moving them on boat is just perhaps a little bit too dangerous for them at the moment. And yeah, the plan is in place. You guys are going to head and hopefully make it through the foggy forest of Nightland to Calamon the next day. Would you like to go bed down, or is there anything else you'd like to do before bed tonight?
After the conversation with Baccharos Jr., Ben just begins actually preparing, like, he's got his bedroll, starts setting up like a little spot under a tree, sort of just on the edge of the woods.
As you guys go in and sit down, a woman from the town that you guys don't know, comes over and says, Yalma's helping with getting everyone to Calamon, but she said that these were your things from your room. And she comes and brings you all of the stuff that you had left behind. She just says she knows that you were busy protecting everybody, and she didn't know if any of this was going to be important for our safety, so she just grabbed everything that you brought with you. Thank you for everything that you did.
No, thank you.
I just ran away.
Ben and
She leaves.
Yeah.
Roll. You guys were sent to like pick the place you guys were going to bed down. Somebody roll a survival check for me for how like good you guys do setting this up.
Not really the.
how much of a survivalist.
If someone wants to give Teller advantage with the help action,
yeah, I'd like to. Yeah.
So roll with advantage for
just
me.
because I'm getting into parent mode right now, or like defender mode.
Slutty little 20.
Nice.
Amazing. You guys crush it. Like you take a moment to like look through the trees, and there's just something about like a breeze you feel from one direction and you follow it. And as you enter this clearing, you realize that there's only a couple of ways that you could get any number of people through 2 entrances to this. Everything else is really thick. There's just like weeds and spurs. It's a dangerous forest. This isn't, a fun place to be. And so you find a place that is sort of naturally defended by the difficulty of this forest. And you kind of lead a group of people in, and people set up a little bit of a path so that everyone can kind of find their way into this clearing for the night. And most people don't have anything. They take their jackets off and roll them up under their head. People are really like sleeping under the ground. And a couple of the boys who, are 16, 17 years old, who weren't needed to help with the boats, have gone into the woods with hatchets and bring back some firewood and start building a small fire. They build a couple of them around this clearing to kind of give people who are maybe a little bit underdressed for the weather. It's not terribly cold, but they build a few fires for people to get close to, and the clearing is very quiet. There's so many people, and it feels like it should be loud, and nobody seems to want to make a noise. Even the people who are moving about seem to be walking as if they are trying not to have their steps heard. You can see people crying quietly, but it is just a moment of grief for a community that is truly uncertain about what the next steps for them are going to be. Nobody knows what's waiting for them in Kalaman, and nobody knows if Kalaman's there. Who knows where else this dragon army is attacked? And so there's just a general sense of anxiety and sadness as people begin to bed down. One thing you do notice is the smell is just this thick smoke, as you can no longer see the city through the thick trees behind you, but you can smell it burning. And that beautiful campfire smell that is usually just the most wonderful thing in the world, in my opinion, has just become this reminder of the sadness around you. Are we going to bed?
Just a little pre-game caretaking. Does your pack have a bedroll at all, or do we sleep? Because we don't need sleep, right?
Does she just like rough it?
We meditate, right?
You guys have tents.
We do have tents.
Yeah, because your stuff was brought from the Brass Crab.
Got it.
You guys have your tents with you. You
Yeah,
have all
I
of your
love
your
Perfect.
adventuring stuff with
Great.
you.
So
If you'd like to put your tents together,
no, he was
can.
gonna flat improvise. So he sets up Harvest's bedroll, sets like a protective tent up, like essentially makes you your thing. And did we find water at all around?
You guys don't, but if you wanted to send some of the hunters with your party, they could.
It was more so even if I have what are they called?
like a water skin?
Just a water skin or something like that. He rips a piece of cloth.
There's a
pours water on
giant
it.
river that you can walk
Perfect.
to. That you
Perfect.
cross.
Wets rags, puts it on your forehead, kind of kneels beside you to meditate, and he's just and then all you doesn't know how conscious you are or whatever, but kind of kneels beside you, and casts message to see if he can get through the ears, and just goes just hold on, okay? We're almost there. That's all that you would hear, and then silence because he just starts to meditate. Is pretty much where we're going with that.
You don't get anything in response.
No, probably not.
But yeah, you sit there, meditate, and
Yeah.
your rest comes to you.
Just before we move on with the sleep, before we would have left the boats and the boats would have taken off, Van would have taken his axe and just sort of taken a piece off the front of one of them, and just sort of as he's sort of settling in, and he's choosing to sleep under the stars. He's got his bedroll, because he just prefers on a night like this to bask in any moonlight if there is any.
Yeah, the moon is waxing. It's nearly full.
Hey!
Yeah.
Very nice.
So it is a very bright white moon. You know that when the Solinari is this bright, it's really hard to see the other two moons. The other two moons kind of disappear. The brighter Solinari is as the much larger and much brighter moon in the sky. And so at the moment, so because of Clarus's character, I had to come up with a schedule for the cycles of all three moons.
Yeah, I'm so sorry.
So that's fun. But yeah,
I do have a days till harvest shifts tracker here, which I'm also
Hilarious.
Yeah.
Wait, do you know how many days till harvest shifts?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 days. 1 week.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's bad.
Waxing means it's getting bigger, right? And then waning
Yes.
is after?
Yeah.
Yes.
Then yes, 7 days is correct.
But it's also not based on the
Real moon?
Solinari. It's based on.
Your natural transitions are.
Oh.
Yeah.
I think it's just. Oh no.
Okay.
You transform when the moon is full.
Yes.
And there are 3 moons.
Yes.
So you
I
have
thought
different
it was the third moon.
You have different transformation cycles.
Okay, cool.
All 3 effectively.
Yeah.
Oh, that's fun.
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah.
3 times the fun.
Don't worry. Well,
Love it.
We'll
Figure it. Yeah. I'm not worried.
I have a document that's almost done that I'm going to give you about all of that stuff.
Great.
So just as Ban's winding down, he sort of like is sitting cross-legged on his bedroll, and he's got that piece of the boat, and he's got his wood carver tools, and he's whittling a little effigy of Becklin.
Okay.
Which when he finishes, he like sort of like fashions this little tiny metal hoop, and he attaches it to that sort of like necklace that he wears. So he's got his amulet of Solinari, and then he's got this other necklace that's just covered in little trinkets and keepsakes and things. And he sort of adds it to that necklace. It's just sort of a little tiny thing. Yeah.
Amazing. As you all find unconsciousness far more peacefully than Harvest did, we're going to zoom in to Harvest's mind for a moment.
Oh, great.
Harvest is...
Ooh, let the dogs...
You wake up. Not really wake up, though. You just suddenly find yourself in this field of flowers that is radiating different colors. And as you turn around and you look at the endless fields of flowers around you, you see that the colors, every time you turn around, have changed. Every time you blink your eyes, the colors of the flowers around you have changed in this field of radiating rainbows. And what draws your eyeline the most in front of you is this towering mountain that is upside down and hanging from a cloud in the sky. There is waterfalls pouring over the sides, and you are in this beautiful world with a light pink sky. And you can't take your eyes off of the clouds and the mountain that seems to descend from them to a point in front of you. And every time you try and drag your eyes down the cloud and down the mountain and reach the point at the base of that, everything gets blurry, and suddenly you're looking at the flowers again, and suddenly you're looking at the cloud again. And every time you try and focus on that one point in space directly in front of you, it seems like your mind just gets shunted off to something else. What would you like to do?
I'm in a field, and I'm assuming this mountain is like far off into the distance because I can see the whole thing within my view.
You can't tell. It seems like it's right there.
Then I'm going to walk towards it.
As you move forward, you notice that spot directly in front of you where your mind keeps getting pushed away from. At first, you can't even recognize that it's happening, but it's so consistent that you start to realize that there's just something about that point in space that you can't focus on. As you move towards it, it becomes bigger and bigger, and it's starting to turn your body around as you attempt to look at it. And it directs you back to the flowers again, and they're a different color. And as you attempt to look and look and look, you turn your head towards it once more, and suddenly you're looking off to your left, and the flowers have changed color. And you are still in this field, and the mountain seems to be in the exact same spot. But every time you step closer, the field of your vision that becomes cloudy and murky and difficult to look at gets larger and larger.
Can I, try and determine where that field is and turn around exactly opposite and start walking backwards?
Yeah, absolutely. So you turn directly from that, and you see a jungle landscape. At the edge, if you were to look at the mountain and look all the way through, you realize this jungle landscape begins in a perfectly circular pattern around the distance of this mountain that seems to have come to a point right on the land in front of you. And as you look out into the jungle, you have this foreboding sense, this feeling that something happened here. You're scared.
Does it look like a landscape that I would have seen in my travels before, like the kind of foliage of the jungle?
It's unlike anything you remember in your few decades in Ansalon.
Okay. Does it look like of this plane? Like, does it look real?
No. Not at all. It looks beautiful. The jungle in front of you has trees that don't look like trees. They look like they are at times sponges, or they are hard and metallic. and they seem to move with an unnatural ease in the breeze that you feel blowing around this valley.
Do I have anything in my pockets?
You have nothing on you. No clothes, no anything.
Are there any stones?
No, just flowers.
So nothing with any kind of like weight to it.
No. As you begin to move towards the forest, you realize that it isn't moving. It's just there, scaring you. And you turn back to the mountain, and it is there, unable to be perceived. And you realize that time has passed. Hours of just this feeling of being caught between a place that won't let you look at it and a forest that you know you can't go into.
Mm-hmm.
And the frustration builds and the anger builds as you are just stuck in place in this field. And then all of a sudden there's a moment where you are suddenly in an incredible amount of pain. Everything about you is on fire. And in that moment you wake up in your bedroll. The sun is peeking out over the trees above you. You have no idea where you are.
Mm-hmm.
But as you turn to look around, you see kneeling next to you is Caligaro.
I'm so sorry for this. I think that the combination of the dream and also like being knocked out of her hybrid form so like quickly and violently, I think like she like turns over and like retches, like 'cause she's very like she's ill in a sense, and like I don't think anything comes out. Like I don't think we've like consumed much.
Just like bile. And...
just like kind of like curls over into the fetal position. Doesn't see you there at first, and is like, oh god, I'm so sorry. I'm not gonna make retching noises because I I would turn off the stream. You know what I mean?
you don't hear much. You just feel your hair being pulled back and a little bit of gentle patting on your back, and just like, oh, holy shit. So, hey, oh my gosh.
And there's like a hairball that like
he doesn't know what to do.
Yeah.
It's just like
You're not a cat.
No, I know, but like
you groom yourself frequently.
I can have fun with this
Mansion
hybrid
is the
form.
werecat. You're the.
I know.
You also maybe notice like now no longer cold and wet, but like a rag fall off your head as you're like retching. And yeah, you just feel like your back supported and just like whoa, hey.
Where are we?
We're across the river. We got the shit kicked out of us, and you were knocked out of your form really, really, really hard. Are you okay? How you feeling?
Yeah, I feel like garbage, but all things considered, I'm alive, so I no complaints from me. We made it.
Yeah, kind of, yeah. He kind of like gives you back your space a little bit and sits kind of cross-legged looking at you like, holy shit, you're alive.
Yeah, I'm just gonna like kind of like slowly like, you know, stretch her like all her muscles and sit like come to like a seated position. I had the strangest dream. How much do I remember?
It's at the edge of your memory. It's there, but it isn't. You remember the mountain, you remember the field, and you remember the jungle, but the feelings of it are gone. But the visuals, there's like an imprint of them that you can almost remember.
I had the strangest dream. Have you ever seen a mountain descended from the sky? Like upside down. It's like almost like a mirror image. I don't know.
No. So like.
Yeah,
From coming down, like pointing.
It came from the clouds.
Cool. No.
No, I can't
Yes.
remember much about it. But
You took a really big blow to your head.
it's probably a concussion of some kind, to be honest.
You okay? You want to? And he just kind of like guides his finger across it.
It's like,
Not in medicine at all. Like just he's seen it done 3 or 4 times.
Yeah.
I
It's
mean-
like that's probably
You can mark that you've had a long rest, so you guys
Great.
are back at full health.
great.
Full all.
I will say that you do have a point of exhaustion.
Sure, that's fair.
from the ordeal you went through yesterday.
All of us or just Harvest?
Just Harvest.
I get 2 points for carrying Harvest.
Yeah, even with help, it's still too exhausting.
I have a
for you.
dislocated shoulder, and
Jackson sees that you guys are up, and he kind of walks over, and Jackson looks rough. Like he was in that fight all day yesterday, and he stayed up through the entire night. He has a couple of points of exhaustion.
1,000.
And you know, there are dark circles under his eyes, and just a very long look, and he comes over and he's like, "It's good to see you're awake."
Yeah, thank you for all that.
Yeah, we had a rough night. Not everyone made it. You know, some of the hurt people, and they're planning. Some of the citizens want to dig some graves before we go, but we're gonna be getting going soon here. Are you gonna be okay to travel today?
Yeah, no, I'm fine.
Okay. I don't know. I'm hoping someone's gonna be able to pull that cart, because I don't know that I got much more in me.
No, your responsibility now is just to sleep. We'll muster up the strength to pull the cart. Absolutely, it's the least we can do.
Yeah. Boats made it out of sight, at least. They were fine.
Good.
There was some arrows seemed to be getting shot off from the other shore at them, but we didn't hear any screams or anything, so I think they made it all right.
Hope so.
Beyond, you know, that first bend, we don't know, but hopefully they get to Calamon unscathed. Is the rest of your party awake, or is everyone...
I haven't stepped many feet outside of this tent, and
Okay.
so no, we can check on them.
Well, all right then. Let's. I think we should get going. If we leave with the dawn, I think we might be able to. If we really push, we might be able to get to that first watchtower by sunset.
All right.
As if you all like start looking for Ban, he's been up for like a little bit now, and is just kind of like scouring what we've got for anything that could have belonged to or is in relation to Than, whether it be like parts of Nary Crashers that may have made it over here that have been, or anything that might be related to that.
Yeah, make an investigation check for me.
Plus 20. That's great.
You have a -1.
Yeah, I don't. Not very smart. That's a 4.
Yeah,
a 3
you
now.
you even like among your things,
That was a
you
5.
you know that you mostly used everything. So there isn't much to find.
Yeah.
His tools were so useful in that fight, but they didn't survive the fight. They were used up. Yeah.
At Harvest, as you leave the tent, if you do, you'll notice that you step on a twig and it goes just because all around your tent is the sound alarm that I built. Like twigs
perimeter?
all around the tent. Yeah. That was
Nice.
part of that level Dirty 20 survival is I'm like, no one's fucking getting close to this tent.
With that dirty 20, yeah. Ban had a little like head divot for like.
Yeah.
But Ban instead, he just decides to take a piece of a tree, and he just, while he's waiting, whittles down, carves a little effigy of Than, and adds that to his
Same
necklace
deal.
as well. He was hoping to have a bit more creative freedom of different things,
Yeah.
but he figured this would have to do.
Collect the whole set. Sorry.
He just had a bunch of Funko Pops.
Yeah, they're
Like they made a Funko Pops that you on his neck. This is my vinyl figure of Beckland. All right. As you get up and you head out of the tent and you begin to look around, it's just a group of people lying on the ground. It is a sad sight. There are a few bags here and there, but between trying to fit as many people on the boats as possible and really trying to prioritize that over any belongings, and also just the number of people who were dumping boiling water on the invading force from atop a building and then running to a boat. Most of these people left everything that they had behind them. And so you see the small cult, for lack of a better word, of Solinari that you have now seen at a couple of different instances praying around yourself and around Ho. They are all is sleeping in a circle around Ho, who you see trying to like get up and rub the sleep out of her eyes. Timmy, who is there with her, is kind of like rubbing her back, and he seems to have made it mostly through the battle unscathed, but he is really quite devotedly looking after her at the moment. It's hard to call her Mayor Raven now, but Raven is there as well, waking up, just in the same clothes she was wearing yesterday. Everyone is a little bit soot stained. The city burning so close by has landed on you all, and the day begins. Jackson gets over to the cart and kind of like tells them which direction Calamon is in, points it at Calamon, lies down in the cart, and just kind of like pulls his helmet down a little bit over his eyes, and he's ready for you guys to go whenever.
I think Cudgel's still around, right?
Yes, Cudgel has stayed with you guys.
Yeah. I think when everyone like gets up and is like, okay, it's time to start moving to the caravan, you will find Teller and Cudgel like kind of off on their own at like the top of the caravan, like sat where people would go to rest, up like hours before anyone else, like having a drink and talking. I think like whoever would walk up first, like, and Teller is like seemingly in like that upbeat spirit again, and they're like, and you can like probably hear the pair of them laugh. Teller's like, don't paint her with that brush. She was not the smart one of the team. I was the smart one of the team. Her and Ispen, you know, their matched intelligence is why they got along so well.
And you can hear like Cudgel is definitely kind of playing into what she thinks he wants, but there is a hollowness to the way that she's playing back with you that you've never seen from her before.
I think
like she's always been the like fun brash dwarf who like is usually able to recover with you, but because it was her
call.
Well, and I think that she reveals this to you kind of in the early hours before other people are waking up, where she just kind of says like, you know, I always knew that I wanted out of being in a small group of people trying to do a good thing, and I wanted to build something, and I did. You did? I built, and the thing that I built destroyed my best friend's town. And I appreciate it. Tell her I do. I understand what you're trying to do, and I get it. I think that I'm just not okay today. And I'm not going to be okay today.
That's good, and that's fine. And
I know.
Neither am I, darling. And neither is anyone. People...
You didn't give Gragonus the power to make this happen. If we'd had those lads who died at the Battle of High Hill, things could have been different yesterday. And you can't tell me different. I know. Because I've been here before. And
okay.
You know I've been here before. And we'll get there, but this is at least partially my fault.
All right. You know what? Yes, it is. And damn if we had another play of it, we would have done something different. Hey, maybe if I didn't decide that I wanted to reclaim my heritage, then maybe I wouldn't have left Ispen at all, and then maybe he wouldn't have died. Because halfway through me deciding to leave, I chickened out, and I decided to not reclaim it and just go back to Calamon and start telling stories with...
You didn't even go back home.
No. I thought I was going to. It was I was very proud of it. I was standing up for everything I believed in. I thought I got stronger. I got about 3 miles out and I turned tail and walked back. And if I didn't do that, if I didn't make the decision at all, then Ispen wouldn't have died. Then the Magnificent Four would have stayed together, and then Vogler would probably be safe and fine. I appreciate it. I understand, and I'm not here to make a mockery of what happened. I'm not here to try and say that, oh, you didn't do anything wrong, and oh, all of our decisions, how are we to know at the time? It is your fault, as it is mine, as it is most people's. But that is life, darling, and we are going to be fine. Because we didn't intend it. It is not... The intentions of what we did were extremely noble, and the intentions of what we did were good. And our intentions will carry us through, and all we need to do now... We can't let them see us break. Gestures to everyone.
I'll be fine. We will get these people to Calamon.
We will.
I don't know what's next for me after that.
I will book you a room at... I'll book you a room at where I used to work, and the pair of us can have a small breakdown as soon as we get to Calamon. That's what we need.
Yes.
At the minute, let's duct tape the wounds, and then hold off. Make sure that... I'm trying to use any non-modern terminology.
I hear duct tapes rate all the rage.
I know. I was just about to say engine, though. I'm really trying to.
Well, you know they make a great tape out of ducks
I
now.
was going to say, little birds strong adhesive.
Water off a duck's back is still a term, and they use that to make tape now.
It's we were just reading Mistborn, and there was one sentence that took me out of the third book because he uses the term hat trick. And it was this one term that I was like, it felt so weirdly out of place for hat trick to be in this fantasy novel. Even though it it's a 200-year-old word. It's not new, but
yeah, I know, but it feels like
it just feels like my childhood.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? No, I understand what you're saying, and I think you're right. I'll be fine once you know me. I'm sad now. They'll wake up. I'll put on a good face, and we'll.
And it's what
fuck off to Calamon. I'll walk through this fucking forest again.
It's what the pair of us did during all of those adventures. We couldn't let the other two see that we were sad, because then the whole team would be sad.
Oh, that's not the case. It's because Ispin wouldn't shut up about it.
Well, we can't have the current party of the three that I'm traveling with see me like this either.
Oh, so this is private. Never mind.
Yeah, this is a form.
It's like we are like.
It's like through the middle of the night.
I envision us early morning at the top of the caravan.
Mm-hmm.
Like you could see us talking, you just can't hear what we're talking about. So you could start walking up, and then I think
like you guys,
would switch.
if you see Cudgel this morning, she has not slept.
Yeah.
Like she,
Yeah.
Cudgel feels a very, very deep sense of responsibility for everything, and has just while Jackson was watching the beach, Cudgel was watching the forest, and kept the perimeter and kind of directed the soldiers that had the energy to stay up through the night, that have now laid down next to Jackson in the cart. They're all she kind of directed the organization to make sure that nobody attacked in the night and that you guys were safe.
Do you think now Becklin's gone, now Ispin's gone, and it's just the pair of us, do you think that you are now Becklin's role in Vogler, but for these people?
There is no Vogler.
Yes, there is. Look at it. Look around. Those are just buildings. They don't mean anything.
I don't have no. Tell her I'm not. I have no interest in staying in one place, and you know that. I like to be on the road. I just think. Look, Becklin signed up for all that night shit. And I'm not interested in that. I don't want to work for the fucking Emperor.
Oh, God, no.
And so, no, I think that I'm going to get these people safe. And then I will see what is next for me. And I don't know what that is. I might go home. I haven't been home in a long time. I haven't been around dwarves in a long time.
Oh, God, what I wouldn't give to be around dwarves right now.
But I don't know that they're safe either. This army that attacked us...
No, I don't... Yes.
It attacked Sylvanesti, it attacked the elves, the humans, the Kender. I don't think the dwarves are necessarily safe, and maybe someone should check in on them. And so maybe that's what... I don't know. Tell her, I don't know what happens when we get to Calamon. If that army chases us all the way there, we might not be leaving Calamon for a bit.
We're just locked in Calamon.
If anything, we might be leading these people to a siege where they all starve to death. Now, I don't think we have any other options. We can't go south. Lord knows I can't fight the skeletons and ghosts around Dargard. Not again.
That's why I laughed.
I know. I don't know what tomorrow looks like. I'm hoping we get to Kalaman tomorrow. I'm hoping we get to safety tonight, and then we're gonna have to talk to some people and figure out what the fuck is going on. There's 15,000 of them. Tell her, how'd they get here? In the middle of Salamnia. And not the edge, not Tam and Busic or wherever the fuck, but the middle. If they'd marched west, they'd, be 2 weeks outside Palanthar?
How did they get there?
I don't know. Your elf friend, Caligero. Now he said that these Draconics attacked Sylvanesti, right? The other side of the continent.
Did, yes.
Even if they walked in a straight line, they'd have to have gone through Kalaman to get to where they are now. How did they get around to the other side? Now, obviously, the easiest answer is boats, but I think that we would have heard if any of the port cities had suddenly been attacked and destroyed up north.
My God, how did they? Teller then starts pulling books out of their bag, and they're like, "We absolutely would have heard of it from Sylvanesti. Sylvanesti doesn't have any large teleportation circles, does it? I don't believe so. Not last time I went.
It does. No, it absolutely it does. But
For 15,000 people.
my understanding is that elf leader of theirs destroyed it or something. I don't know. You'd have to talk to them, I guess.
Yes.
But they moved more people into the middle of a country in a way that I've never thought was possible. Now, I get it. There's some dark, evil god that's back, and I don't know anything about the gods. Who knows what kind of power they've got, but if you guys are right, and it's that big a force, then how they are moving that many people around Ansalon has to be a question that we ask. And if they are able to move that many people at will to anywhere, I don't know what we do.
We fight, darling.
Obviously.
We do. We've always done. We
Yes.
fight, and it looks bad, and then we win.
I hope you're right.
Of course.
Good morning, everyone.
You're alive.
Hello,
Yes,
darling.
live.
Look
You're
at
with me,
you.
right? You're with me? Yes.
Ben also.
You were definitely prettier yesterday.
I hear that very often. I don't know why that is.
Do you get knocked unconscious by an ogre often?
You know what? I have to say that is a first. There's a first for everything.
Lucky you.
It's the glow of battle, I guess.
Yeah. Oh no, she was glowing yesterday.
Now
Today it's
I'm
bags under your eyes.
suffering the consequences.
Did you sleep okay?
Took a hard nap. How about you? You Mr. Selfless over here.
Oh, absolutely grand. Slept like a log. Don't want to dine anymore, which is very good.
And you, I think there might be room for one more on that carriage.
Oh no, I'm good.
No, you're not.
No, you.
Stop being an asshole. Get on the fucking
I'm
carriage.
not gonna get on the cart, and you know it. I'll be fine.
As Ben walks up, his hair is now wet and his face is no longer covered in blood. But you can still see that part of his white hair is still stained a little bit of a pink color.
No shampoo.
Well,
Yeah,
there's nothing to get out, but,
Yeah.
it's he slept like that because he's just so tired, so it's sort of stuck.
It's a good color on you.
The blood of an enemy.
Yeah, exactly.
Pink, darling.
Are you sure it's from an enemy?
I'm
Yeah.
pretty
It might be
sure.
mine. You never know.
I
be any
saw
of
you
ours.
rip a man's chest in half, so
Yeah, well done.
Ben
Yes, that's
kind of like
brutal.
looks down at the ground and sort of like nods a bit.
that was a good one. That's a story you'll tell.
Oh yeah.
Not sure I want to.
As you guys are kind of having this conversation, you realize you had started kind of the shape of the caravan with your positioning early in the morning, and there are people who are getting ready behind you, sort of in this not straight line, but sort of this configuration, and walking up around the cart, which you guys have just been in front of, comes Darrett, who's hobbling a little bit. He's with Ho and Timmy, who are kind of watching him and making sure that he's okay. Ho is behind the two of them, just kind of looking back at the rest of Vogler and the citizens that are remaining. And Derek kind of walks over and says, "Good morning, everyone. Thank you all for getting me back. I can't find my mom. Is she Did anyone see if she got on the boats last night?
No.
Okay.
But they got a large number of them on the boats.
Yeah.
200.
Too many to keep track of everyone. I know. Hopefully she's in Kalaman when we get there.
Yes, of course.
She'll have set up shop already.
Yeah, people won't be able to survive without the pies, I'm sure.
I'm glad you guys brought me here. I know it would have been easy to send me back, but
No, we need you.
I do know this forest pretty well, so hopefully I can make this a bit easier on everyone. Are we good to go, or?
We are.
Yeah.
We are all going to hang back and be at the end of the caravan just in
Makes
case.
sense.
We'll also want we don't want anyone who can't defend themselves going first. So
I think Cudgel.
Dart and Cudgel.
And
lead?
Timmy's kind of there with his sword, and he's like,
Of
"Yeah,
course.
I can absolutely. Yeah, I'll stay up here with Derek, make sure that he's okay." And Ho's just like, "I've got my magic back, so yes."
I'm going to need you, Ho, to not remain at the front or at the back, but sprinkle in.
Of course.
People need hope in between these, and tales of what you're feeling. We have seen the strength of this reminding of the gods. We need we need that.
Of course, yeah, I can do that. And with that, Derek kind of is like, "Okay, let's all move out." And some of the boys come forward and kind of grab the different parts of the cart and start to push the cart. And you watch as the cart pushes past. As you were talking with Ho, roll a perception check for me. Can you kind of lead that conversation with her?
19.
Okay, with a 19, you notice she looks very different in a way that you can't quite yet put your finger on, but when you're looking directly in her eyes, it does kind of look like the edges of her irises are clouding over in white, and the color from her eye is kind of drained out as this sort of like white starts to cover over just the edges of the color in a way that it catches your eye for a moment. She kind of stays with you guys as the caravan begins to pull forward, and once some of the citizens have walked past, she's kind of starts to mingle and talk with some of the people that you saw praying around her the night before. The caravan continues past as just dozens and dozens of people pass you. You see Raven, who's in the middle of the pack. There seems to be a number of people who are kind of around her, just kind of asking her questions about Kalaman. She's one of the few people in your group that has actually been to the city. So there's just some sort of nervous, like, what are we going to do? Like, what do you think there's room for us kinds of things? And she's very amiably handling it and just really, she's doing a wonderful job of keeping the peace. As the pack continues to move by, you get to the end and you see just the back of the line has a bunch of boys who have some pieces of wood and not really weapons, maybe like an axe, a wood axe, and they're kind of like looking back towards Vogler, and you guys take up the rear. As you guys trek for the day, you're trying to move pretty quickly, but the trees and the forest are the biggest hindrance. Would someone like to roll a d8 for me?
Oh,
3.
Great. You guys make really good time. The sun is out. The weather stays really nice. You are able to almost for a moment forget the danger of the day before, as you just have this very calm, collected group moving rather easily through the forest. Darrett is able to suss out a couple of dangers up ahead and is able to lead the group around them. You're slowed down a little bit by having people on the cart, and it looks like you guys are making really good time. About 6 or 7 hours into the trek, people are starting to lose a bit of energy. You've gone about 9 miles. You're almost halfway, and
3 more to the
outpost.
outpost, right?
Yeah.
Okay, just checking. Thank you.
but the speed that you guys are moving at has slowed considerably now. but overall, it's been a pretty solid day of travel. There comes a point where you guys take a break and take a little bit of a rest, and you, Derek kind of makes his way back down to the caravan to you guys, and is just like, so I don't know what to do here. Should we press on? It seems like people are kind of running out of steam, but if we push, we might be able to get to safety tonight. But it might be a few, well, we're going to be moving a little bit slower.
I think that's better than spending a night in the middle of this.
Okay.
Would be. I mean, how beneficial would even a half hour do for people?
Oh, I think, we can stop for a minute
Sure.
here.
Yeah, for sure.
What time of day is it?
It would currently be, you guys left about like 9 a.m. So it'd probably be like 3 or 4 in the afternoon.
Sure.
But 3 or 4 in the afternoon after hiking through forests for.
Yeah, I'm just wondering, like, when sun sets.
The sun would set about 7:30.
Okay. Got a few hours before the sun sets. We can go. We can break for hour 30 and then keep going. We probably can make it to the watchtower in that time.
Yeah, no, I think we should at least aim
Before
for
the
that,
sun
because...
Great. So you guys want to take a short rest and just.
Yeah.
Just for them to rest their legs.
I think on like on like the rewalk when we get up, Teller will probably pull out a lyre and then just idly play like a very well-known tune, so people
going
can
to you.
so people will start like
Everyone just...
one of the things where people will just naturally start singing the song.
Yeah.
So then people's energy is a little like, okay, fine, and they're all walking in tune to the song that we're all singing.
Great.
There once was a ship. You
You pull out a lyre and start playing TikTok sounds.
As we walk, you do notice that Bannon is a bit very much quieter than usual, sort of hanging to the very, very, very rear, and every now and then a lot of his focus is on the forest of Nightland. He just kind of keeps looking in there, almost with a hint of paranoia. His shield's in his hand, he's not wearing it on his back or slung over his back. He's had it with him this entire time, and he's just sort of vigilant.
Roll a perception check for me.
Please, you haven't been good to me all day, and you're new. Fuck.
Behave.
I haven't put it in my mouth yet. That's
Yeah,
why.
you're gonna have to.
Yeah, that's it. You
get
got
on
a christen it.
Not gonna do that on camera.
I mean, I did it.
It's
also metal.
How many
though,
pages are you scrolling through there?
If you want to see us put dice in our mouth, that is
that's,
$10 on
$9.
the Patreon tier.
What?
9.
Yeah, you're looking
pay extra
back.
for that.
There, you hear the creaks of the forest. At times, you think you might have heard an animal, and it freaks you out for a moment, but nothing ever came of it. So
Yeah.
you've been watching, but you haven't really been seeing anything in particular.
Yeah, his mind is torn between multiple things right now.
Yeah.
How is the Chosen of Celestia doing?
Of who?
I can't remember what
Solinari.
Solinari? Who's Celestia?
Yeah.
No one in this world, I
No
don't
one.
think.
I think you went Sylvanesti and
I did do that.
you mixed
I did.
Sylvanesti and Solinari
I-
being so close
I-
together
yeah.
is the bane of my existence.
Yeah.
As a dyslexic,
Sylvanari. There we go.
I'll say it at some point.
Yeah.
Is that a question from?
That's
Teller?
from Teller.
Yeah. Ben,
As they're walking, they're idly playing as some people in front of them are singing
How
this
is
marching song.
Arkender doing? You doing okay?
you're doing okay, bud. He
Whoa,
just
whoa.
sort of almost startled by your question, and he sort of looks up. He's, I've just got a history at Nightland. Bit on edge, being this close to the forest.
Oh, wait, you've been here before.
No, it's just from where I'm from. We're very close to Nightland, and we've had many run-ins, and
Of course.
a lot of
yes.
the people from my village who are able to fight have gone off to sort of repel those armies.
Oh.
Oh, I thought it was nightmares and terrors, but it's people.
Yeah.
Ah, well, that's less scary then.
Well, they're kind of fanatical in their devotion to Lord Soth, and they're scary. They can do a lot of damage. Not like what we saw yesterday. in a way, more carnal. And I'm just not really feeling much like a chosen one today.
Why not?
Yeah, sorry, I was off in the bush. What?
You taking a piss?
What happened?
Oh, he's got a history with Nightland.
Yeah.
Oh.
You can listen to the podcast later.
I rated it 5 stars.
Yeah.
I'm having a hard... I've never killed a person before.
Oh.
It doesn't feel much like something that a chosen of a god who's supposed to be all good is supposed to do.
Are you kidding me? The gods kill people all the time.
That's true.
What do you mean?
Yeah, but not all gods are the same.
Not all gods.
Not all gods.
Not all birds
I just mean, you know.
I mean, you kill things.
And I know that they were bad, and they were coming down on this village, and they wanted to kill everybody, and that makes them objectively evil, right? But
well, depends on the god, right?
But I mean, I'm just stuck in this.
He's getting a kick out of this, clearly.
I'm just stuck in this thought of, like, wait, I didn't choose to be here. I don't think any of us chose to be in this fight.
No.
And how can we say for certain that any of those soldiers are the same? They may have people back home who love them, who care for them, and maybe they're not here by choice. We don't know, and it's still a life.
But it's also them.
I know, it's a conundrum, you know.
It is, and it is a very noble one. The pursuit of pacifism and an adoration for life, regardless of whose, is very noble.
But if I don't kill them, then they'll kill us.
Yeah.
How do I navigate that line?
Well, you just kill anyone who tries to kill you. Seems like a good way to survive.
It's so easy.
I don't know why
It's
you're
like
making
really like super fucking simple.
Stop being a baby about it.
You're sticking with the pointy end.
There is a narrative when it comes to stories of pacifism and of we are better than them, so no, we won't kill them. Which is, it's noble, of course it is. It's not wanting to end the life of another is a good prospect, but it does. It wasn't a choice for us either then, and I've seen you fight. I see that you don't take lives, and that's very good. But the narrative of the oppressed being as bad as the oppressor just because they do the same things is a false one. Sometimes things need to be done because otherwise they may have gotten up and slaughtered 4 more. I respect and truly I do adore. I understand why you have been chosen. That view of not wanting to take a life is good. Fundamentally, it's a positive one. But there are times when that naivety and that positiveness becomes toxic, becomes a bad trait. You should not look upon what you did negatively because they might not have had a choice in joining this army, because we did not have a choice in that attack. We tried. We did. We tried very, very hard and succeeded in almost every way, so to speak. But we did not have a choice in that fight happening. We did not choose in that village burning down. We didn't choose in all of the lives lost. And you did not choose to kill them. They chose that for you. It will never stop being difficult, and that's good, as it shouldn't be. But it does not mean you're any further away from goodness, whatever that means.
Well, I can tell that Solinari's still with me. So, I guess
Can't be that
I've
bad.
not been rejected. So that's pretty good.
You know, perhaps even through you, whatever you perceive as good and bad is still the will of Solinari. Perhaps the gods enjoy the impermanence of mortal life and understand that it is just another pawn in this game. I don't know. Call me a neutralist, but I think we're here for
I mean,
a reason, and you're here to balance out the negative part of this world, even if it means snuffing it out, might I say.
Solnar's still here. It
Yeah.
can't be that bad.
Got any
you
red
know?
flags in your mind recently? Any dreams being like, stop?
no, I slept quite nice last night.
Well, maybe it's okay to kill a few of those people.
I wouldn't go that far. I still think that it's important to try at least, but
You know,
I do see
It
your
is.
point.
It is
agree.
good to
I
try
agree, yeah.
every time. But it's all we can ask is that
Lean
we
to the
try.
left a bit, that's fine. But if, you know...
Yeah.
But I
Why is Harvest looking at me?
Not making eye contact with
it's-
any of us, that's why.
what you're
Yeah.
trying to say makes a lot of sense. Just like that soldier may not have had a choice to be there, didn't give me a choice to not kill him. If he got through that gate, he may have slaughtered 4 more, and
And is an awful shame. It's a dreadful position to be put in.
it's a tragedy. Anyway,
No, you're great.
It's
This is
good. It's
fine.
good to question, even when given incredible strength. You should always question why and what becomes of that. Solinari might not be good. Yes, there is good God, just like there are good laws, but many laws are done to subjugate. That's why they're there in the first place.
I mean, at least she's not like an evil dragon queen. God, you know.
But there is
He-
definitely
Solnari
cruelty.
is.
Very much masculine Solinari.
Yeah, okay, great. Yeah.
He,
Sure.
him. No.
Solinar just chimes in. Him.
Thank you.
Ben just kind of like, I guess that more than anything, I'm just afraid of losing that, of getting too used to it, and then becoming no better.
Keep that.
Hold it close.
If I ever start throwing daggers at prisoners while they're strung up, will you
Then
stop
we will be having words.
As Ben like he's got like a that cheeky grin of his kind of like returns as he like looks at Harvest as he says that.
Then you and I will definitely be having words if that starts
Again,
happening.
to further prove my point, balance. He points to you and he points to Harvest. Ah!
I mean, we'll also be having words because I'd be very confused, but, you know.
Look, there's... Yeah, just keep that outlook. I think it's to echo.
Just promise if they're coming at you with something sharp that you're not gonna, you know, I don't need to be jumping in front of anyone.
Don't worry, I'll be doing all the jumping in front of everybody.
It's a good shit.
And Ben, for like the first time in like the 9 hours we've been walking, he kind of slings this like shield over his back. No, for all of it, I'm really grateful that I got to meet you all.
Oh,
Despite the circumstances.
Well, I guess what I mean to say is that I'm glad that I'm not doing this alone,
it's a
because I probably would have been if you all weren't around. I don't think I'd
marvelous
made it
story.
out.
I'm very honoured to be coming along to hear it.
Maybe sooner or later you'll tell your own, huh? Full hard eye contact.
That's right. We don't know much about you.
Perhaps it's by design. Perhaps everyone forgot to ask me questions
Wouldn't it
whilst
be
they were all
such a shame if we didn't have about 3-4 hours more to walk and talk about? Oh, what?
As you guys are saying this, you hear a noise from behind you. And
Ben's shield is off his shoulder and he turns around. The tension just
No,
like
someone's
returning
just
to his
taking a
shoulders.
shit in the woods. It's fine.
you see coming from the path you guys have been on around a tree, Darrett's mom.
He's got it going on.
Oh god.
She is bloody and like, but she's walking under her own power. She seems to be trying to catch up with you guys.
Ban.
And she does not look very
sprint.
good.
Yeah,
Yeah,
instinct is
it's like-
ban. We both sprint
it's
to
bad.
her.
Does she look like real bad?
Currently, like she's not like currently bleeding,
Right.
Okay.
but she's like weirdly looks like she is like wet.
It's a swamp, right?
No, she
She's
and she
must have
comes out.
swam.
She's yeah.
Like gloss,
sweaty?
like sweaty and
No, she comes out. She's like, I jumped in the river and it pushed me down. I heard you and I swam across and
Wait, jumped in the river from where?
Vogler last night.
You just swam across the Wit River last night.
Well, it pushed me. I know. I slipped for a bit and I was pushed down and I came up on the shore and I think I woke up on the beach. I heard you passing and
Are you,
hi.
Are you okay?
It's a tough question right now.
We have a professional swimmer on our hands. here.
Grab her.
I barely made
Let's
it.
get her to the cart.
yeah, absolutely. We just bring you. We bring you to the cart.
Darrett's looking for you. I'm gonna like
Yeah, call
probably
Darrett.
the
He's
longest
here. He
legs.
made
I'm
it.
gonna... Darrett's here. Yes,
He's looking
I'm
for you.
going to go get
Is
him.
quite the fighter, your
I'll meet
son.
you at the carts.
Yeah, we wouldn't have gotten
My
far
son.
without him. Actually.
No.
I sprint off to the.
brave. Darrett's-
Because we're not moving at this point. We're still.
No, everyone, you guys, the
I
Carol
wanna
picked up
hear
after the
about
break
that.
when you guys been having this
Yeah, okay.
conversation.
So a
you
bit of
guys
a
have
walk.
been moving, yeah.
So I'm going to sprint up to the
Carol
head of
wouldn't have
the
gotten far
group
without him.
and get Darrett.
Great, yeah. And you just his eyes light up at me. He's like, "Oh, my mom. Oh,
Yeah,
yeah,
she's-
amazing.
She swam here, so she's in the cart.
Did she know? Oh yeah. Yeah, I shouldn't be too surprised. She's fallen off of that little boat of hers in that river too many times to count. Good. Yeah, where's she?
Come
Where's
on,
she?
at the cart. Cudgel can manage for a moment.
Yeah, and so you guys, he leads. You lead him back to her, and you see this moment of embrace, where they have this very quiet, just moment of hello. She struggles to even like have the energy to like wrap her arms
Hug
around
back,
him.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah, but he's just taking her in, and he leads her to the cart, and kind of like, Mom, it's best if you probably lie down. I need to lead everyone as we move forward. But I'm so grateful that you're alive. She just kind of nods, kind of leans back against the wall of the cart, and begins to like sort of like just like slowly slide down the wall as she falls asleep. As she lands, Jackson kind of like gets up. He's like, "What? Hey."
Well, he got his 6 hours plus. He's good. Yeah.
He's up for like 10. Like,
Yeah.
Jackson is
Yeah.
like, yeah.
Hey. We're good. We're safe.
Okay.
How do you feel?
Really hungry.
Yeah.
Is there food?
I still have a couple pieces of the jerky, so I.
No, you have actually.
Oh, don't I have?
You have like a week's worth of rations.
Yeah.
I just start doling them out to him. Absolutely, like
Yeah.
like a magic little bag of like I don't know jelly beans or something. Be like, take your pick.
You did steal that week's worth of rations.
Absolutely
from,
did. Yeah, which I can. We all ate and like
Yeah.
retcon that, but like absolutely handsome.
You're at the end of it. You've been giving it out to people all day.
Perfect,
Like whatever food people did manage to bring across the
Communal.
river has been sort of like
Yeah.
dispensed with at this point.
Perfect. So like kind of roll up the bag a little bit so
Yeah.
that he gets the bottom easy and be like, yeah, please eat some. Absolutely.
Anything happened while I was out?
Just hand him my water skin while he's talking as well too.
Yeah.
No, we made it about 9 miles and took a brief rest, and now we're going to try and get to that first post before nightfall.
As the last push.
Oh, great. Yeah, no, yeah, okay, well, I can help with that.
Absolutely.
He kind of like hops down off the cart and pulls away. That Darrett's mom?
She
Yeah,
just made it
she
back.
swam.
Quite the fighter.
Swam from Vogler. Woke up on the beach.
Well, ain't that something, huh? Finally, some good news.
Could use more.
Yeah, once we get to that watchtower, I think it'll be good.
Mm-hmm.
It's nice, Calaman, if you haven't been there before. It'll be good. It's a big sea.
It's been a while, but yeah.
It's been a while.
All right. Well, let's move. As you guys kind of push through, you you're pushing at this point. You're pretty wiped out, and you're all going to take a point of exhaustion.
Damn it.
As you get to the edge of the forest, you see the light begin to filter through a little bit easier. You rolled one of the nice options on the roll table with the D8.
Thank God.
There are a few fun different things, but I'll save the rest for future adventures. And
there isn't. You just
I just
write
wrote it
exhaustion
on.
one.
Yeah.
there's no place on for that?
No, not on
No.
the sheets.
Oh, weird.
I know.
Yeah, it's an
Yeah, there's
underused
nothing
mechanic.
on-
Really.
Yeah, it's just disadvantage on skill checks at
Not
this point.
for me. What's
on
the
ability
second
checks,
level?
sorry. What?
What's the second level?
You are speed halved.
Fuck
Yeah.
me.
So you see
regain
near
one
the
on a
end-
long rest. If that
No, I
matters.
got a point from...
Because of the rest, because
Yeah, so I'm
unconscious.
at 2.
She woke up with one.
Yeah.
So Harvest, you guys see Harvest kind of gets back up on the cart and sits down, so she's not slowing everybody down. She's
1000%.
you're pretty beat up.
Yeah.
You're breathing heavy, and just anything at all takes too much effort
Yeah.
at the moment. And so you do kind of come to the edge of the forest. And you break out in the trees. As you get through, Darrett's mom she slept on the beach, so she took a brief nap, but she's back awake. And she's just kind of sitting in the cart, just kind of like looking ahead, watching Darrett leading the cart. And, everyone's just kind of starting to talk a little bit more. People are coming up and saying hi to her, welcoming her back to the group. Mayor Raven welcomes her back and has some kind words from her now that she's awake. People are starting to that quiet, the overbearing quiet of the night before, is starting to go away as people are starting to discuss relatives they might have in Kalaman, and really the vibe of your party, this 154 of you, is really looking towards the future and what is next, and the practical pragmatism of trying to figure out what your next steps are going to be. And as you pass through this final edge of trees and you look up at the watchtower above you, you hear a guard just kind of yell down, like, ho, ho, ho! Wait there! There's a lot of you. Give us a second. And you see there are crossbows being pointed at you all from on top of the tower, and the wide double doors at the bottom of this stone tower that's about stoned for like 2 stories, and then from there it is wood up into this canopied place at the top, where you see there's 3 crossbowmen standing pointing down at you. Just around the watchtower you can see there is a tiny village that there's like 10 houses kind of just at the middle of the end of this road that sort of just comes to a stop at the end of the village, with a little path that leads up to the watchtower. And you can kind of tell, like, this is the edge of where Kalaman becomes Nightland. Kalaman is in Nightland, but they're somewhat separated. Kalaman is one of the safest parts of the province and is also the capital of it. A guard comes down, and you guys kind of make your way to Raven kind of asks you to come with her to the front of the caravan as a guard steps out, hi. Can I help you? Who are?
We are the remnants of the village of Vogler. It was attacked, unfortunately. We have a lot of news to be telling.
The fisher, across the river.
Very much.
Yep.
I'm sorry, who attacked by who?
Lizards.
There is...
Yeah. Like draconic lizards that like explode into like poisonous gas.
We unfortunately have a...
What?
I know.
We unfortunately have a lot to catch you up on. The world is not in a...
I appreciate that. I have a feeling I am not the person.
No, very much.
We're just trying to get
How many are you?
154. Plus, there's about 200 people that took the boats up to Kalaman. Whatever is left of the village is us.
Nice.
And he just, put those down.
Twing one goes off.
No. No, these are pros. This is not some
not
old
Hell's
man
Deep.
on the.
This is not the battle.
I am so I don't think we have enough food for. Oh, it's just our families.
We do
and,
not expect that. All we expect is passage through and to catch you up on what is going to be a quite large topic.
Okay. Yeah. Let's get everyone. Come on, follow me. And he starts to lead you guys towards the collection of houses that are here. And as you guys are walking, just as like, you guys been traveling all day, or?
Yeah, since top of morning.
Push through to try and get here so we could have a bit more security in our shelter tonight.
Yeah. No, we'll watch. Here. This field here belongs to one of our farmers. I'm. It's not in season right now, so I think this would probably be the best place for you to start to. Do you have tents or what?
Only few supplies if there's anything to spare.
Yeah, let me
don't
talk
know
to my wife and we'll see what we've got.
And if the nearby couple houses there, I don't know if there's maybe.
What is your name?
Provisions, food, anything like that.
What?
Name. Yours. What is it?
Oh, Ryer.
Right.
Yeah. Sorry, I've been captain of the watchtower here for 15 years.
Apologize. Teller, Harvest, Ban, Cal. Nice
Thank
to
you.
meet you.
Yeah, nice to meet you as well.
It's a bit odd, I know.
We've never had anything more than. Oh, we had a few skeletons one time. That was pretty exciting, but thankfully nothing got even close to the watchtower. We've never had anything like this. Sorry. Let me go find my wife. She knows. Yeah. And you just see this the idea of a village being destroyed has sort of broken this man's sense of security a little bit, and he goes off. He led you to a fenced-in field of well-tilled earth. It looks easily plantable, and there is plenty of room for you guys to kind of spread out, have a little bit more space in this field tonight than you guys did last night.
Is there an inn or tavern in this village?
There's a couple of guards with you, and you go up and ask one, and he says, not really, no, we don't. People only come here to see us. They usually stay with us if they come. It's
No place to get a drink then.
It's only a few hours to Calamon, so...
No, I understand. I just think we're staying here for the evening. It's been a long day.
Yeah, sorry. We have a couple of things on the shelves of our homes that we can bring over and...
No, I just, out of curiosity.
Yeah, no, we're just dispatched here to watch the tower. It's not exactly a...
Yeah, no, of course.
Yeah.
Cal actually just full on takes 5 gold out of his 450 and just kind of like gives it to the guy. He's like, actually, 1 or 2 of the bottles on your shelf would be amazing.
Oh,
please.
okay, sure,
And
sure.
he just
yeah.
drops it, but like a little more subtle.
And he looks at like 5 gold and he's like,
Holy fuck.
2 weeks pay.
Ben seeing that remembers that he has a coin pouch on
Shut
him.
up! You don't.
And he like goes through and he starts looking through what he took from gold
Oh,
keg.
right.
You have like, if you count it out, you have 85 gold pieces.
Nice.
I'm rich. I'm rich.
I am.
First time in our lives.
Harvest kind of like.
You two are both very poor, but
Yeah.
because they don't tell you about the money that they've been looting from bodies.
We don't know about it. So
now.
everyone's kind of like unpacking and settling into this field, right?
Yeah, you watch citizens of Ogla are kind of pairing off with the people they know, and they're all kind of like finding their corners of this field
I'm gonna
for
like
the night.
take out Gorgonus' axe. Just be like, is this anything special? Does anyone know?
I actually don't know how to do that.
You were the one who detected that it was magical, but you don't know how to.
But I can't identify.
Can you know? Oh, I thought that was just like Arcana.
Can you not spend like an hour to figure out what an item is?
You can. I think
You
that
have
you can
to
attune to it.
But then that comes with the risk of if it's cursed, you are now attuned to a cursed item.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which I don't believe it is, but
Good thing this axe is too big for my curiosity.
I actually don't know how that works.
don't know how what works.
The just attuning to it to try and figure out what it
You
means.
can't. I mean, it's pretty much that. As far as I'm aware, you literally attune to it. You get you get the things that it does, but then if there are negatives, you're just stuck with the negatives. Because
Okay,
it's
yeah,
just like you're just
so-
rolling
Oh,
the
so
dice.
it's-
Identify spell, or you can focus on a magic item during a short rest,
By an hour.
and then you will learn the item's properties as well as how to use them.
Yeah.
There you go.
See the Dungeon Master Guide, Chapter 7.
That's a book I've read.
Thanks, writers
read
of the...
I've read it. I read it before Relay 1.
Yeah.
So you don't have to attune, you can spend an hour with it, is that...
Just gonna wave it around. And does anyone know what the fuck this
I
does?
thought you were going to say... Bling,
It
bling.
was Dragonus's.
Yeah.
So if you would like to try and identify it by attuning to it,
It doesn't say you have to attune.
Says
You can like
spend
spend
an
an
hour
hour and figure out its properties.
oh, okay. If you would like to do that.
Is that cool?
Experiment with it.
Yeah. All right. I'm just gonna like swing it around for a bit.
Well, everyone,
Breaking the fences of this.
I'm actually chopping wood for a fire.
okay.
Actually, why not?
There you
No.
go. Fuck his sharp edge axe, and I'm gonna fucking blunt it
Dull
with
it
this
up,
wood.
yeah, exactly.
Fuck that guy.
So
Wants
like-
it like his wits.
Hey.
You bang, 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 got him!
you talk to one of the guard and you make sure that it's okay for you to walk back into the forest and just
Chop the evil trees.
make sure everything's okay, and you go off and you spend an hour attuning to the axe. I don't have a card for you today.
Oh, okay. That's
Yeah. What?
Ben just would have seen Harvest do that and would have gone with her, so that nobody walks alone. And but also just like increase the wood yield. Like figures if they get any extras, they can donate it back to the watchtower and sort of just be helpful in general.
Such a good boy.
So is it just us two?
Yeah.
Just two.
I think
Us two and another 150 people, but it's just... I feel like I'm on my own island with
as
you.
Ban walks toward Harvest, I think Teller will. So how is the shard of the meteor doing?
It aches. I don't understand. Recently, it's been acting up. It seems. You noticed the glowing, huh? Yeah, I don't understand it fully.
And it seems to be doing you quite well.
It seems to listen. It just.
Fascinating.
He's almost scared to point his hand out and be like, "I do.
Yeah.
I know what I want to do, and I almost will it alive with this shard. But right now, it meta leveling up. It hurts a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Like this dull ache.
From the battle, maybe?
Possibly. I don't know.
And how are you?
Well, you watch... Not that I watched one entire civilization get burned to the ground, but you... Attempting to make the worst joke possible. He's like, you've seen one? You've seen them all, I guess. I feel for those who are experiencing it for the first time. I never wish that upon anyone, but I worry now about my father. I got my bag back, so I can maybe read this scroll in Calamon. I don't know. Questions. I have a million questions of why any of it. Why me? Why us? I love Ban for it, and I'm also grateful that we're together, if I'm being honest. Haven't had that many companions, dare I say friends, recently that we share hardships with. So that's nice. But I'm glad Harvest is okay. I'm glad you're okay.
Oh, always.
If you're gonna heal everyone, just save one for yourself next time, for the love of the gods.
Of course.
But thank you. It's my shitty way of saying thank you.
If I didn't, if I kept one for myself, then that
We'd
fight
be a
would have
little
gone
more- Yeah.
far worse.
Yeah.
And I do not know the answers to your questions, but I can attempt. Why this is all happening? Even in all of the old stories, the gods always bickered. And if
They
they're
did.
back now, we are just in the middle of a fight. And why us? Well, anyone else would have gotten it wrong. It's us two.
You. You give us a lot of credit, huh?
We saved a village,
We did.
and we scouted the enemy, found out that there were 15,000.
Yeah.
We saved a lot at the Battle of High Hill.
It's funny.
If anyone else in our position, then a lot of people would have died. A lot of people did die, but more would have.
Yeah. No, I guess I have a lot to agree with on that. And it's funny, I know I gave Ban that speech on maybe it all happens for a reason, and maybe we're all in the right place, and maybe we're just outweighing and balancing the evil in this world, but fuck, I was just quoting my mother, really. She was always the one that said, "You're exactly where you need to be, Cal." And I was just, I don't know if I believed it in the moment, but I was just reciprocating that to Ban, and maybe she was right.
Maybe she was. She sounded like a smart woman.
Yeah, she was impulsive as shit, but she was. She was.
So you are your mother then? That's good.
Oh yeah, what?
Yes.
Me running into battle alone as a sorcerer? What do you mean? I'm. Yeah, no, that's absolutely. I can hear.
There's a lot of Sylvanesti battle sorcerers, though.
There were. They're
Maybe you're just one of them.
badass,
They were very good.
Fuck. I hope
Maybe you're just one of them.
Yeah, deep down inside, but he fully just pretends to flex at you, and he's like, "But come on."
Because the Bugs Bunny thing.
Yeah,
I was just about to say the Bugs Bunny thing. Oh my god.
if you could physicalize it and make it human, the Bugs Bunny thing happens, and I'm just like, a warrior, he's not. But
I think to that, Teller does get close and then puts their hand on your chest. You can feel that their index finger is crossing over part of the shard, and their hand is just fully stretched out. Yes, but that's where your strength is. Here. In these small gifts that you've gotten. In that chest that always jumps into the middle of the fray. That's where you are. This is where I am. Strengths are different for different people.
yeah,
Battles are not won on strength alone.
if you let him, he just actually puts his hand on yours. Yeah, I'll take that wink as he lets him. And he just nods, feeling understood.
In the forest, with Harvest, you spend an hour chopping wood, and what you notice is
I make a TikTok account that's just
Day 32 of 1 hour of chopping wood.
Yeah,
Day 34 of 1 hour of chopping wood.
just grunting ASMR.
yeah.
Bannon's in the corner, getting an erection for the first time. What is?
What is
that
this
young.
wood cutting?
No, I'm kidding. I know you cut for an hour. You notice that as you are chopping, the bigger the tree that you cut down, the more effective this axe is. Mechanically, you have the Giant Slayer.
Okay.
The axe. I'll give you a card for this next week.
Okay.
But it's a +1 to attack and damage rolls. If you are attacking a giant or an ogre, you get 2d6 additional damage.
Wow.
Damn.
Well, dang. Okay.
Additional to your
I-
clusterfuck of damage now.
I put this here so that if you wanted to fight Golcag with, if you had managed to identify it before fighting Golcag, it would have been a huge help.
Yeah. No, that's sick.
And if you attack a giant, they take 2d6 additional damage, and they must succeed on a DC 15 strength saving throw or fall prone. So this is good on trolls, Etons, giants, and ogres.
Holy hell.
Great.
Yeah.
Damn.
That's awesome.
Huge.
I really hope you
I
find a
might
troll
keep
in the
that around.
dungeon now.
So, and it's a +1 axe generally against all other things.
Great.
In
Cool.
spectacular contrast to the conversation that they were having.
Yeah.
As we're chopping wood,
Only
Ben's
if it's
just
spectacular.
so what does it feel like to turn into a wolf?
Feel like it kind of feels like an itch, like you got bit by an insect for a minute, and then everything is sears in pain, like you've been lit on fire.
Oh, so it's like one of those nasty bugs bites you and it flares up and you feel it in your toes.
Yeah, and then your skin just feels like it's going to combust, and then suddenly you're hairy.
Does it feel weird to be covered in hair?
Kind of, yeah.
Like
that
fur.
took some getting used to. It's also a lot of like grooming. Like, oh my god, you would not believe the birds. Things get stuck in it like crazy.
Do you have to like lick yourself to clean yourself, or is it more of like a?
I don't. I'm not a cat. Like, I don't have like a barbed tongue, so it doesn't really help that much.
You know how you ever seen like a dog and they do that like thing? Like, do
Panting?
you have to do that? Like, do you stop like?
No.
Do you have to like self-ventilate?
Oh no! If it's really hot, like if you're in the desert, you have to pant.
Oh yeah, I've never been like that warm. I guess. Thankfully,
How long does it last?
Well, if it's like the moon, that lasts for the evening.
Right.
But this like kind of like half, jumping. This kind of like half hybrid form. I think it's like 1 hour. I think
It'll change as you level up, but for now it's 1 hour.
It's an hour at most. Sometimes that can get extended.
Does it exhaust you? Like, do you feel tired after? Just pure adrenaline.
No, it's kind of like I mean, the first time I did it, it was kind of an accident. It was adrenaline, but once you like have that initial breakthrough, you can kind of do it whenever, which is convenient because it makes I'm just a little hardier, a little more resistant to, like normal weapons. Not really magic. I can't do anything about that. But
So like, do you enjoy being a wolf?
I mean, it's fun. Like, I don't know. It doesn't feel that much different, right? Like, I can run on all fours if I'd like to, but I can stand and talk and do whatever I want either way.
If you were like to bite one of us, would we become wolves as well?
Yeah, I'm not gonna bite you.
What about when there's a full moon? Do you have control then, or is it's just free for all?
Oh no, I'm not gonna like go mad or anything like that. I mean, I have to be very careful to make sure that I'm like on top of being in control of it. Obviously, it takes like work. No, I'm not gonna like go crazy.
So does this have anything to do? Ben is just like firing questions off. It's like, so does this have anything to do with you throwing knives at that guy? Does it make you angry or something like that, or just?
Oh no, that was just entertaining. I mean, you guys were like gonna be like 30 minutes, and I was fucking bored out of my mind.
Do you get joy from tormenting folks?
No, it doesn't like make me happy. It's just a way to pass the time.
So it doesn't make you happy. It just there's an indifference, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, he was a murderer who's trying to kill the people of Calamon, so his life is forfeit in my eyes.
That individual in particular was particularly nasty. So
Yeah, he's kind of an arse.
I mean, that's fair.
Yeah.
I mean, you're very impressive on the battlefield. I've been trying to copy some of your moves.
Thank you.
if I'm
Honestly,
honest.
your thing that you can do where, I mean, forgive me for saying, but you're so small, but you try and make people fight you instead of everyone else. It's very admirable.
Well, I find that oftentimes us Kinder, especially on a battlefield, at least people in my village, I mean, we tend to be quite cheery folk, and we tend to be a bit, we like a good, cultural jab, a joke, as they say, as just as much as the other. But as we've started to fight, especially in Nightland, we find we're often underestimated, and that's an advantage. So
I would say I underestimated you.
plus with the shield, I'm particularly hardy.
I think Isbin would be proud.
My AC is higher.
Yeah.
My mother was, in her heyday, was a great warrior. At least by Kinder word that I'm looking for.
Sure, yeah.
As far as Kinders go,
I haven't met many, so.
she was renowned, at least in our village. She taught me everything I knew.
Weapon of choice for your mum.
The shield. She said the best offense is always the best defense. Use what you got and get in close. They won't see you coming, but it gives you a chance to maybe you can have them lower their guard. Not just offensively, but sometimes just getting close might give you a chance to get that one word in that might change their mind. Or at least let you slip the dagger in from behind.
That seems more likely. I've never never inspired anyone to change their mind. But if anyone could do it, you and that god at your back, I wouldn't put it past you.
My father was really good at getting people to change their mind.
Was he your village leader?
No, he was just a simple merchant. But great at getting people to buy his wares for prices that were a bit high, but the village...
Well, hey, everyone's got to make their living, so...
So this last bit of the conversation is happening as you guys are walking back to the field. And you see as you guys are making your way back, Darrett comes over rather briskly to the two of you guys, because you guys are away from the field.
Yeah.
And he just kind of like puts his hand on your shoulder, Harvest, and he looks you in the eyes. He just goes, so that's not my mother. And we're going to take a break.
What?
We'll be back.
Shit.
Fuck.
It's a mimic. It's a chest.
Like the idea, like we're just like laughing as we're walking back.
We're having a grand
That's
old
Budge
time.
now.
Damn,
We got
fuck.
like wood, Ban's got like a wood ropes strapped to his back, like this like comically
Bundles of
large
wood, like...
Alright.
bundle of wood.
All right.
See you in a second.
Yeah.
Fucking goddamn it.
And we're back. Hi. I was looking at the wrong camera. How you doing, chat? Thank you for being here to everyone who's here live.
Thank you for being a friend.
Yeah.
That's not my mom. That's not my mom.
Oh, very good.
Did you think about that the entire break?
No, I just thought of it now.
That's very funny. That's the first funny thing you've said on the show.
I know.
There's actually notches
Took 7
down here on the
sections.
table of every time he makes everyone laugh.
It's actually not true because there was something funny that we all agreed you said last week. So
Oh,
I know, but I'm
yeah.
going to make fun of him every week for only being funny
week
once.
you say
It'll
one
always be
funny
the
thing.
first thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I come back here because I want to continue hating myself.
We realize that the thing that you said last time actually wasn't funny, and
Yes.
then we think that it's like, oh no, that's funny.
This is now
and
the
then
first
it
time.
keeps
Yeah.
until you get a laugh out of us.
Because last time it was like a pity laugh.
Yeah, well,
And
it's because I slipped you all
Once
20s.
you're funny again, this will also be a pity laugh.
Yeah.
Yeah. He
It's
did
all about
bribe us all during the break.
perspective.
Exactly.
Sorry, Rob.
Yeah, he gave us all $5 to laugh at that.
I mean, $5 points,
I said I
yeah.
slipped you guys 20s, but I'll canonically it's 5 now.
I mean, look, I'll do a lot for $5.
We're really cheap, you know?
Yeah.
I'll laugh for 5.
You have basically all the party's gold, so.
Yeah, that's gonna be a problem.
Yeah. So who's the biatch now?
We get the Callum on, we all go our separate ways. He comes back with like new robes
Yep,
and
exactly.
like
Wow.
a whole bunch of new new books.
Your cloak
and
isn't
stuff.
patchwork.
Oh, does my cloak look funny now? Ha
Suddenly has like a posh accent. Oh, are you jealous?
ha! Funny how things work. Oh.
Funny.
Oh, as if you grew up with money.
Yeah,
You're the son of the fucking, I don't even know.
he's like one of the
Basically
head.
the emperor.
What do they call it when they're part of a council? Like one of the head of the council of high elves and.
Yeah.
Just walking
Yeah.
around with like a ruby cock ring or something.
Yeah.
All right,
I thought it was
let's
just a ruby cock.
dive back into the game. We are on a street
Where you live?
next to a field filled with all of the citizens of Vogler.
And an imposter.
And an imposter.
In the middle with Mayor Raven and some of the women sitting around a campfire is Darrett's mom. And Darrett is standing next to you, and the last thing that he said before we went on break was, "That's not my mom."
Wait,
Well, I'm sorry, what do you mean that's not your mom?
if it's not your mum, who is it?
I thought she was weird yesterday. But I feel like I've completely lost Darrett's accent. I thought she was weird. There it is. That's how he talks. Yeah. I thought she was weird yesterday, but I thought it was perhaps she was just tired. And then today, it's not my mum. Or no, that was today. Wait, we didn't long rest. Before she went to sleep. But when she woke up, I thought, she'd wake up and she'd be a bit more like my mum. And she wasn't. I don't think she knows who I am.
Maybe she just took a hit to the head or something. Maybe she's.
Maybe I'm being ridiculous.
But also, we've seen some wild things in the past couple days, and for all we know, she could very well be something from their army following us, or a spy, or.
That's what I'm worried about.
Is there something you could ask that only your mom would know?
I've already done that.
Oh, and she has no idea.
We should go tell Cal and Teller and see
Okay,
if they have any
yeah.
ideas. They're both more magically.
Yeah, I had no idea what that
Maybe
They
have
were
an
just
idea.
over by her. I didn't want her to overhear if I'm making accusations.
Yeah, no, of course.
I can maybe. There's certain. Never mind. It doesn't make a lot of sense. But I think we should talk to them. They've got more knowledge in the arcane than I think either of us, and they might have some indication of what, if it could be an imposter.
For sure.
And
Yeah.
I'm sure Teller has excellent insight into character and might be able to have a conversation with her and maybe suss out if it's an injury or if it's actually not your mother.
That sounds like a good idea.
Let's walk. And
All right,
I feel
right,
like
right.
we'll walk kind of near where they're speaking.
But we're being nonchalant, right?
yeah, we're very casual.
Are we around a fire with his mother?
No,
I haven't brought the wood back yet.
his mother is with they're around a small fire. She's with Raven and a couple of women from the village.
So we're gonna kind of walk
You guys
by.
were having a private conversation a little bit further away.
This whole time, Ben still got like a massive heap of wood on his shoulders.
I feel like we're gonna walk by near where they are. We'll drop off the wood and just kind of be like,
As we drop off the wood, Bannon's eyes kind of like flash for a sec. Like he looks away as his eyes flash white. Divine sense.
Nothing pings.
Nothing pings. Okay.
Yeah.
Not a celestial, a fiend, or an undead.
Yeah.
Great. Yeah, I'm going to kind of make eye contact and like, let's go over here, kind of.
Oh. Actually, what is the range on that?
60 feet.
Yeah.
There is the celestial fiend or undead.
You feel something at the edge of the forest.
Also, anything affected by the Hallow spell, but I don't know if that's the thing.
No, there's no Hallow. But yeah, no. You kind of like get a weird undead vibe from the edge of the forest.
Okay.
Because you guys are relatively close to the forest here.
Yes.
As we start walking back, I assume towards Teller and Cal, Ban sort of like whispers to Harvest.
So I can do this sort of thing where Solinar, I can feel a tug of sort of like unsavory sort of beings through Solinari's
Like-
magic.
Solinari lets you know if they're an asshole.
It's sort of more Solinari is able to sort of pull this is what I was trying to say to Derek, but I couldn't explain it. Basically it's just an instinct that I get this sort of sense over the back of my neck when I tap into this of something, and there's nothing about Derek's mum, but there's something undead in the woods close to us.
What that lad did mention skeletons one time.
Bumps.
You also know you know that like the Nightland is filled with undead. Like that there seems to be a lot of necromantic magic here that has been around since the Cataclysm.
I'm just saying, it's good that we're back to the watchtower. We should, hopefully, and we got the wood, because I think it's going to get more dangerous out there as nightfall comes.
Do you think it's worth investigating?
No, this is sort of a regular-ish thing in Nightland, so just thought you should know.
All right.
As we keep, probably at this point, approach.
Yeah,
absolutely.
I'm just gonna motion to you guys to come for a walk, and we're gonna keep nonchalantly walking through the camp.
So,
Right.
right.
We'll get back to that.
Not done with this.
I'm not done with you.
Jarrett says that that's not his mum.
Is it like his aunt or something?
No,
No, I don't think that's my mother.
You mean, like,
I've known my mother my whole life.
yeah.
That's not a very good sentence.
Well, no, I mean,
Obviously,
some people don't know
she
their
just
mums.
You
doesn't.
know her very well.
You know what? That's fair. I
Yeah.
should be, more considerate of people who don't know. The
Not the
point
time,
of
not
what
the
I'm
time.
saying is, I've.
See,
I don't think that's my mum.
so we're crying imposter on this one potentially.
Yeah, do you
I
guys
don't
have
know.
any, like, ideas of, is there a magic thing that might...
We don't have to whisper for the microphones. We can
Yeah,
just talk.
yeah.
You
Is
did
there...
that thing where you turned into one of those dragon things. Maybe it's that.
Nice. You can't hold that for that long.
I
Without
mean, there are
anybody
stories
seeing.
of creatures who
You can do it at will, no?
can just form into things, yes.
Like what?
Like
well, kind of whatever they
like
want.
doppelgangers they can just become people.
Shapeshifters of
There's
sorts.
such a thing as
No, hold on, you
doppelgangers?
can't suss that out, can you? If it's magic, you don't know.
Again, don't have to whisper. You can just.
He's just kind of
For the audience at home,
I'm right beside the mic.
I'm not able to tell.
the people listening to the podcast are like, I hear music and like. Shush, 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 shush.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not able to tell. I'm not able to tell if something is not normally when it comes to these types of fey creatures or aberrations. I can't remember what they classified as, but only when knocked out or killed or willing do they actually reveal themselves.
But why would they impersonate Derrett's mum?
Perhaps they found Darrett's mom and thought that they were part of this group. So that's their way to infiltrate.
Yeah.
I think
slow us down, perhaps, or be able to pick us off. Morale loss.
Frankly, if we can
Information.
go flip side it for a second here, something that just needs shelter and thinks this is the only way to take refuge.
That's true.
Could be non-threatening.
It could be completely unrelated.
Always have to kill things, right?
Why would he look like my mom then?
Well,
that-
maybe worst case scenario, and we don't want it at all, but maybe they found your mother and thought.
The swimming across the river part's true, but maybe after that. I see.
So, shot in the dark. What if we came back, all of us, and I did that thing that I do, but I look like Darrett's mom, and
you pretended to be Darrett's mom.
and we just call it out?
Why don't we
Is
just...
that silly? It's silly.
No.
It's stupid.
No,
was a
I
bad
love
idea.
that.
Here's it. That's... I mean...
Very dramatic.
I was on the same wavelength.
Really?
What if we just
See what
ask?
happens.
If we know, we just... We get them alone by asking them to come have a conversation, and we say, we know that you're not who
But-
you say you are.
my only other concern is that maybe she suffered some sort of head injury, and that might explain what this is. Although
True.
I did inspect her when
I don't know if it, because that might be a medicine check.
You didn't really.
Yeah.
Yeah. You didn't roll
I
anything.
can. I will be able to tell if it's any form of magic.
As would I. Yeah.
And if it's like some kind of like being, like, do they bleed the way that we do?
Yes. I don't.
Little
No, I
prick-
haven't.
Little prick of the finger if
I
she's
don't
willing.
think I would have ever met
Sure.
any
What?
That's a very hard.
any form of
Harvest
shapeshiftery
answer.
Stab it through
doppelgangers.
how-
on
In your
adventures.
journeys, you've
Throw some
definitely
knives
seen
at it.
things that take the shape of other things.
Oh, sure.
Yeah. I mean, like, you can do it.
I've literally done it in front
Yeah,
of you
yeah.
guys. Yeah.
He can disguise self. So you've definitely seen magics that can hide
Yeah.
the visual disposition of people for
Sure,
sure.
okay.
That's not an uncommon skill set.
I
Okay.
think
That she has been holding it for a long time, so like that is not like he couldn't have held a
triggering.
form this long.
She also rested. She sleep.
She did sleep, yeah.
Yeah.
Or at least it appeared like she slept. Whether or not she was actually asleep during that, you don't know.
True. Yeah.
I think maybe tell her you're right. Maybe we should just
Just ask.
ask. Might make
Because
sense.
if they are dangerous, then the end goal is the job is the same. We take them out. If they're not, then at least we can talk to them about it.
I'm just worried about everyone over there. I don't want to.
We can pull them away. We can
Did you
pull...
address her at all by her name whatsoever?
By her name.
Did you say mom or did you call her name?
Oh no, I've never called her name, but I think everyone else is.
Shit.
I'm the only one who calls her mum.
You know what?
It'd be a bit weird if the mayor of the city
No,
was.
I think it'd be funny. Consider
just-
me juvenile at this point. I would have just yelled her name out, see if she turns around. But
I'm
if everyone's called her by her name at this point, then stupid
What's
Cal.
her name?
God damn
I've
it!
just been calling her Darrett's mom.
Did you not ask her name when you bought her meat pies?
No, it was.
No, we were
thank
just,
you,
we were just
Mrs.
there.
Darrett's
You
mom.
don't just ask someone's
Name?
mother's name.
Yeah, they're your mum. I don't understand what the problem
We just
is.
called her Darrett's mum to her face.
Even when we were talking about the meat pies on the
I guess
road,
I just always ask people their names. No, her name's Marianne.
Marianne.
Marianne's meat
Come on,
pies.
It has a certain
Marianne.
ring, doesn't it?
I've always thought
Alliteration.
that, yeah. She needs a sign, is what she always needed.
She needs a song.
Derek,
All right.
what's your last name?
Oh god, no wait, he has an actual last name. I was about to just like fucking make something up, but he
Like,
does
wait,
actually have a last name.
Ron Hasenpfeffer.
Nice. That's a good
Bless
one.
you.
He's not a character I made up, so I need to.
I think we
Did
should.
you imagine it's Root Bill? Oh,
It is
shit.
not Root Bill. That one I made up.
I think we should just go and. I'll.
Darrett Highwater.
There we go.
Highwater.
I knew it was in the book somewhere. Yeah, my last name's Highwater.
Hi, one.
Maybe no one's called her Highwater. That might be the way to do it. No one's going Marianne Highwater.
No, why would they?
Yeah, that would be weird.
What do you think?
I don't even know if half the people in town know her last name.
Well, then we just walk up and we demand, "Excuse me, miss, what's your last name?"
If she has ulterior motives, it has ulterior motives, whatever it is, in forms of trying to become other people. If myself or one of us here asks to pull her away for a one-on-one chat, then that is the perfect opportunity to just take someone's face. And especially as one of us, because we will end up having connections more so than
What if
as
I
Highwater.
go over there, and since she came out of the woods, and I didn't really get a chance to like inspect her for a head wound, I can ask, hey, do you mind if I sort of give you a once over and make sure that your noggin's okay and you didn't take a hit? That way, at the same time, I can suss out maybe. I mean, I'm not that gifted at medicine, but I can get her alone.
I don't know that you'd find anything. Ho already healed her, so.
So if there
there you
was any head trauma, that would have been healed.
You know what?
Let's go
I
see-
think we're talking about it too much.
Yeah.
I think we need to.
Just go ask
Should
her.
I just ask her to come talk to me, or do you guys want to do
I'm
it?
happy
Or
to do it.
Sure, yeah. Where do you want to do this?
ask her to
Is
come
there
here.
like? Is it? This is like a small village. Do they have like a barn? Something like just like an overhang where they keep like hay.
There's a
the range.
stable area.
Don't knock on the barn doors when they're rattling.
Or
Don't know what you could possibly be referencing. That's
Oh, we'll catch you up later.
sometimes I just rewatch that scene on YouTube.
It sounds like a horror
Crank
movie,
one out,
so...
yeah.
No, it's
Baldur's
like Baldur's Gate.
Oh.
How far away is the stable?
It would be down the road a little bit,
Is it like a 5-minute
behind
walk?
one of the house.
it
Less
less?
than that.
Less?
Literally less than that.
Okay, good.
should
I just
we,
mean down the road from the field you're in.
should
Beautiful.
we meet you at the stable then?
Go into the stable. Let me
Sure.
pull her away and go ask.
All right. I would like for everyone to make a stealth check to try and hide the fact that you're all headed into the stable.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Okay.
16.
Great. 16.
That's a disadvantage too. Sorry, not a disadvantage.
Oh, wait, we're all exhausted.
It is a disadvantage.
You're exhausted. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Ability
You guys are
check.
all exhausted.
Everyone is exhausted.
Everyone is exhausted.
Oh, then that cancels
That's
out
not
my
as bad.
disadvantage.
15.
Okay.
Yeah.
I rolled a.
I got a 5 and a 6, so
12 and a 13.
I rolled a 4.
Nice.
I got a total of 6.
Derek got a total of 8. So
We're just like opening the barn door.
I'm just like,
you just like don't even you're like walking like you're so focused on whether or not she turns to see you guys walk into this barn that you forget that your armor is like making noise and clanking as you're walking, and then the barn door, Derek goes for the barn door and just it gives a good old like
Yeah.
and then as you guys go in he closes it behind us.
and I'm the only one who just like steps back and then shadow covers him.
Yeah.
The one who
So
can
everybody
roll.
kind of looks over and watches you guys do this. Tell her what you do
I think Teller
in the
goes-
wake of their failure.
Tells. Oh my fucking god. And then goes and sits with the circle with everyone.
Great.
And stays for like 5 minutes.
Marianne isn't really talking. She's mostly just like she's got like a basket of things that she's just kind of like going through.
And then after like some idle conversation, he goes, "Oh, Miss Highwater," and he just says it like to the group to see if she like registers, and then turns to
Make a
them.
perception check for me, or make it an insight check.
At disadvantage.
At
21.
disadvantage.
18.
Doesn't
No.
clock it at all. Like no response.
A little louder, and then like looking her direction. Miss Highwater.
You see Raven kind of lean over and be like, Marianne, and point at you. She looks up. And so, yeah, she looks up at you. Sorry.
That's okay, dear.
Yeah. It's been a day.
It has, absolutely. Would you mind just helping with something in the barn for a second?
What?
Your son just asked me to grab you because he has a small surprise after this whole thing. A small token of...
Oh,
Remembrance.
Derek.
Yes,
Of course. Sure. Let's go.
absolutely.
And so yeah, she gets up and like leaves the like basket and starts following you to the barn.
On the walk, like, how you feeling, darling? You okay?
Tired. You know, I lived in Vogler my whole life. Didn't think. I just thought it would be there when I died. I don't know.
Yes. No, it is a... It is a horrific thing, but at least yourself and your son got out.
Yeah.
That's what matters. As well as most of the village did. That's a positive.
Yeah.
Do you mind if I told you a small story?
No, of course.
Back in Calamon. I grew up in Calamon for most of my life.
Oh, did you?
I did. There was this next to where I spent the majority of my childhood. I wasn't born there, nor did I live there for the first 30, 40 years of my life. But
So my whole life.
elves. But there was this gate next to where I was staying for a lot of, my elven adolescence. And it's so interesting. This gate was there every day, and I would see it whenever I'd leave my dorm, my room. And every single time I saw the gate, it just kind of was just there, and I never noticed it. It was just part of the scenery. And then one day, my sister, who lived with me, she said, you know what we should do? We should walk inside of the gate. And when, upon the first time we went to it, she reached her hand out, and her hand went straight through this gate, this metal grate. It wasn't there at all. It was an illusion set up by the person next door as a way to enhance some form of security on their shop, to make it seem like it was harder to get in, and for all intents and purposes it worked.
I can't imagine.
Fascinating. It truly is. It's a wonderful thing that people can. That this type of magic is all around us, and truly we have no way of seeing it until we really notice. I am going to cast Detect Magic, because that story is the Detect Magic story.
Absolutely.
Is there any magic?
Yes.
Yeah.
A very strong
Like,
magical
off of
presence
her?
generally around her.
Are you a magic user? Or have you ever experienced any form of magic at all? Because coming from Vogler, I don't know. I'm not one for Vogler. I had lots of friends there, but and I visited, quite often. But it doesn't seem like it's a place for magic. But you never know. The story.
No, I don't. I feel like I saw more magic yesterday than the rest of my life combined, with all the spells people were throwing around. People throwing fire out of their hands and.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. No.
Could have done
Quite.
that.
That boy, the Kender. He has all sorts of weird white things coming out of him.
Yes.
Didn't
Yeah.
think that, I'm
Yeah.
sorry. I didn't think that through.
Yes. Very much.
Oh, God. 10 out of 10.
I got into the beginning of it and didn't have a way out.
Very
There's
descriptive.
I couldn't bail.
You just charged on through, didn't
Those
you?
weird white things coming out of him.
Yeah.
I meant so much different than what I just said.
Thank you for that. We shared. Well, that's gonna be clipped.
Shannon's just spitting ropes.
Spitting ropes.
Thank God we're all adults.
You know what I meant.
Do we?
I hope so, because I don't.
The White Light of Solinari, Brian.
Oh, that's one
The
word
white
for
light
it.
of Solinari, yeah. Lots of
Yeah,
magic
the-
All that
yesterday.
white stuff.
You've been blessed.
Oh,
I got
boy.
50 foot of ropes.
You only get that if you choose the male gender in
Genitals.
gender creation.
Yeah.
Yeah. You get the 50 feet of ropes.
Oh my God.
This fucking fell off the rails. This is a serious moment. Posture.
The one thing I will say about the way that the detect magic lit up is that there is you've used this spell a lot, and you know that this looks like there is a spell on them. So you don't know what that could be, but there is it isn't that they are inherently magical. It is that there is a spell
There is magic
cast
around them.
Yeah.
Teller will stop before we get to the barn.
Okay.
Stable, whatever it is.
Are you all right? Should I?
Yes. I would like to approach a topic. I have spent a lot of my career advocating for people and things, creatures, for want of a better word, that need a place, need a chance, and a place to call home. I don't know if you remember the story that I told at Ispin's funeral, but there was a time when we've helped goblins and hobgoblins, and I've helped elementals and ghosts to move on, and all manners of fey creatures, because even though a lot of people who are mortal believe that these things will do harm, I call it a blessing of age, know a bit better. I am going to ask you this question, and I would like just an answer, because please, I am not here to harm or scare. You will be safe here as long as the others are too. Are you who you say you are?
Make a wisdom saving throw for me.
Are those also at disadvantage?
It's a save.
No, it's a saving throw.
Okay.
Crit fail.
You feel you see them whisper something quickly, and they make a jerky motion with their hand, and you feel your senses leave you as a magic washes over you. You hear their voice change into something much larger and deeper as they say to you, "Tell me what your friends are planning for me in the barn." And you have to answer.
Yeah. We have gathered everyone in there to figure out the exact question I asked you. If you are here to harm, then we will react in kind. But if you are just here for help, we will take steps after we discuss that.
I
Not
didn't
even here
know
to
that
help.
she had a son. You're gonna help me kill them. Let's go.
Oh my god!
As you get to the door, when you get to the door of the barn, none of you know that this took place. You're inside.
I'm
Yes.
so sorry. Is this a charm?
Oh, you have
You're an
advantage.
I have
elf.
advantage on charms.
Yeah.
This is an enchantment.
Okay.
So I don't believe it's a charm?
It.
Oh, no, it is a charm. Yes.
It is a charm.
What
I
was
have
your-
advantage on
What
it.
was your first roll?
One.
One.
Crit one.
Oh my god.
Wait,
So-
but you have... Oh, no, it's the same thing. Yeah, you're good.
I have just advantage against being charmed. That's another crit one.
Holy shit.
What?
Believe it.
The story was meant to unfold.
It was meant to happen. That's
Yeah,
right,
yeah.
I really didn't think that you would, like, talk to them about it before you guys were as a group.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because Teller was just worried that it would immediately resort to violence. And
Yep.
was just trying to be like,
Well,
all right,
why?
let's Hey, that's the way the cookie crumbles.
Yeah.
Fuck. Okay, all right. Well, this just got very interesting.
It sure did.
You are currently dominated.
Dominate person. That's not a low level spell.
No.
That's a big one.
Shit.
That's a big boy.
No.
You got the whole ball gag and everything.
I'm into it, babe.
You have them alone though, so I thought this was fun. All right, yeah. So you guys walk up to the barn. What are you guys doing inside? Waiting.
I imagine, like, I don't know what does it look like inside?
It is 3 stalls on one side. There is hay basically everywhere. There's a ladder at the far end away from the door up to a small loft. If you peek over there, only Harvest could probably see, but it's just there's some storage up there. And it's probably like 15 feet wide up until the doors to the stalls, and probably 45 feet long. Okay. It's a decently sized area. There's no animals in here at the moment. It's just empty. Smells a little bit like shit.
I think
as all barns do.
Bannon's just sort of like posted up by the inside of the door, so like when the door opens and they come in, you can like do that cool thing where it's like.
Okay.
Harvest is kind of just perched on like a crate or a hay bale or something, and is sharpening her sword.
Right.
As the only one who rolled stealth, I'd like to think I'm.
You're in the hay.
Well, yeah, yeah, absolutely.
The stealth was to get into the building.
Yeah. No. I think it's kind of like he's doing like a half cover perch on like one of the farther banisters, like just keeping his eye on the door. Yeah. Would you have allowed any, because we're expecting danger, any held actions?
If you'd like to hold an action, yeah, absolutely. Were you planning on attacking her before you talked to her?
Nope.
Okay.
It was more of a held action if something went wrong within a certain amount of time, but I don't know if that's allowed. Because talking.
Yeah, if you hold a spell and you don't use it, you're going to use the spell slot.
Got it.
You lose the spell slot because you basically like cast it and you're holding it back.
Yeah, and we were gonna attempt to talk first anyway, so it wouldn't have been a hold. So no, he's waiting.
Yes. Okay.
God damn it.
So
3v2, 4v2.
Yeah, we have Darrett.
Yeah. Mom, why?
one second, I just want to. Great. Okay, cool. So as you get to the door, this thing. I don't know why I said that. We've been fighting so many draconians that I'm just like in draconian mode. The Darrett's mom, Marianne, whispers over to you. Go in. Tell them that everything is fine. And then attack. We're gonna have some fun.
Absolutely.
Fantastic. And so, yeah, Teller, would you like to describe how you do that?
Walks in, has like a look around, spots 3 of the 4.
Darrett's in the middle of the room, just pacing back and forth.
Where is Cal?
He just from the behind.
From the behind?
From behind the thing. He's like,
Yeah.
Well.
No, it's good. Everything's fine.
Does that seem weird, or is it totally normal?
Yeah. Where is she?
She's just outside. I just came in first, so that we can, prepping the space, making sure everyone's okay. She's fine. She is a little off. I can't quite get a read. I don't think anything bad is happening.
Do we get any sort of sense from him that
Roll a perception check for me.
Yeah. If I may.
I'll give one to Darrett. This is with disadvantage.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Fucking exhaustion, man.
No.
God, my speed is
Fuck!
down.
Not even.
Are you not
close.
going to roll perception?
This time they.
Or do you just trust Teller?
Yeah, no, I'm not gonna roll.
We got a 5.
Okay.
Not even close.
They're rolling
4.
trash.
Yeah.
Darrett rolled terribly. You're all like, oh.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah.
All right, well then bring her in.
Great.
God, it's so weird that of all the stories that we've fought together, that yesterday was not the worst one for you. And I am going to cast Bane at second level and hit everyone.
All right, everybody, we're going to roll initiative now.
Wow.
That is a charisma saving throw 14. Everyone has to beat.
Oh, yeah, roll that as well.
Initiative first?
Oh yeah, do initiative first. Yeah.
Nice.
Oh.
Yes! Finally, we're rolling.
Okay.
Oh yeah, sure. Now you get an 18.
Roll your dice for a sec. I'll be right back.
Wait, how'd you know I rolled an 18?
I also rolled an 18.
19.
Oh, I got a 20 altogether.
I've
you're
got.
faster
Sorry,
than me.
what's the saving throw?
Oh,
The saving
14
throw is
Con?
charisma 14. You're
Oh,
trying
I have a
to-
-1, but it's fine. So I rolled an 18.
Savings,
so I
savings
still made
not at
it.
disadvantage, right?
Savings aren't a disadvantage.
No, not till 3rd level of exhaustion, I think. Oh God.
Natural 20.
Oh yeah.
Fuck you.
We just know you so well.
Yeah, honestly, we know you
that's
so
it.
well that
It's
it's like, no.
yeah, Teller's heart's not in the story that they're telling.
Here we go.
With a natural 20, I'm like, they're held. They're dominated.
They're taking the harvest to us.
Potatoes! What did you roll on the charisma?
I rolled an 18
everyone
and
got
got
it.
a 17.
Amazing.
So
Yeah,
I
everyone
still
got it.
passed.
I fucking.
Fuck you and your Bane. Get out of
I
here.
know,
Yeah.
right? I
That would have
got a
been
The funny
second
part
level.
is-
so bad.
More than.
All right.
More like 2 of us are charisma classes. So
I'm
Yeah,
not.
that's
I just
true,
got
actually.
lucky.
Yeah, my savings a +6, and I'm
Same.
happy that I did
We
it.
are going
Damn.
to. This is just going to be the map that we use for this.
Yeah,
Just to help
Yeah.
it make
small.
sense.
Yeah.
It's a small barn.
Not too impressive, just a small barn.
Darrett's mom.
Sorry,
Got
there you
Teller
go.
holding on.
And then we're gonna say that this is Darrett's mom. Okay, so this isn't gonna make a lot of sense, but this is the entrance line.
Okay.
All right.
Great.
Darrett's here. Darrett's mom's there. Darrett is just in the middle of the room here. Cal, you're in one of the stalls, right?
Yeah, kind of like back.
So I'll put you there in the stall.
Mm-hmm.
Teller, where did you walk into before you attacked?
Taking a shit.
I mean, they would have walked to the center pretty much because they wanted to know where everyone was. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Cool.
So this is our little. I hope that makes sense.
Yeah.
So this side is the stalls. This side is all open except for the line there where we're gonna call the door. Sorry, I didn't prepare a map for this because I didn't expect any of this to happen.
Yeah, no, that's
I love D&D.
All right. So who failed Bane?
no.
None
No
of
one.
us.
You all passed that
Yeah,
check.
Yeah.
everyone passed.
I know.
I know. I'm as mad at
Why
it as
did
you
he
are.
dominate the one non-attack person?
Did Darrett save?
Oh, Darrett has to make it.
14
That's
save.
right.
Oh, true. Yeah.
Is that with disadvantage?
No.
No.
Then he saved. Actually, I just rolled double 17s. So actually, you cast a spell and it doesn't work
just
at
doesn't
all.
work.
Does Bane target 4 people?
Upcast.
Second level, it does.
Yeah.
Oh.
They fucking
Yeah.
upcast it. That's the thing. Is like damage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, can I get?
I'm upset.
Teller
though.
sucks.
Thank God you suck.
Um.
I love that I suck. Sorry, that's from an old movie.
All right. So, anything above 20 for initiative?
I got
Just
a
under.
dirty 20.
I have a 20 as well.
19.
18.
Dexes.
12.
12.
Okay.
Rollies. Rollies.
Yeah.
What do we
Tell me
roll?
which one of you
Roll a
wins.
d20.
D20,
Oh, it's
highest,
the D20.
highest, no mods.
Nat 20.
Wow, fuck you. Okay.
Alright, how it goes.
This story really wanted me to be dominated because as soon as that
Yeah.
broke,
Yeah.
I've immediately started rolling better.
All right. Give me. Oh my God. I'm flustered.
Is the mic okay? Is it falling on you?
Yeah. It's.
Do you need help?
No, it's fine. I got it. I'm holding it in place. I just need to.
You were holding it with your chest. I was like, what's happening here?
Yeah, there's just so much shit going on over here.
Optimal mic placement.
All right, so
Optimal
that's going to
person
be.
placement, too.
Sorry, so
You can
tell her
hold it with your chest.
you
First.
beat her, right?
Yep.
Great. So that's you. 15 to 20.
19.
Oh my God.
yeah.
This is by far the best
Yeah, we won.
initiative we've ever
Yes.
had.
18.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
20,
Wait,
20, 19,
Natural
19.
20, dirty 20, 19, 18.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's fucking crazy.
and then like 17, 18, 19 on the saves, nat 20 on the
Yeah.
save.
Yeah, we've all been rolling
We were-
shit.
we were
and then
like,
suddenly we're
fuck
all
this
fucking
story.
rolling.
This is where we needed it.
As soon as combat starts, like, well, here's all the 20s.
All
It's that combat music kicks in, and suddenly you're like, ah, yes.
All right, here we go. Let's turn on some combat music. Okay, I'm stressed.
Combat overlay?
So what?
Overlay?
That's Yeah, we're in the combat overlay.
On the red one?
Oh, you want to go red?
Oh,
Yeah, this danger zone
hey,
right away.
it's fun.
I usually save the red for when things are a little bit more dangerous.
Disturbers
but-
I
only
mean,
canceled their concert.
I don't know what
mean,
kind of
Taylor
thing
goes
we're
first.
facing. Yeah.
So
hate
because you all failed your perception checks,
Yeah.
they're gonna get a surprise round.
That's valid.
Oh.
Yeah.
And so
Fuck.
Sorry, what does your bane look like? This is important for my reaction. It's all about me.
Normally they're like,
Uh-oh.
as they tell story, it is these like almost motes of like light that you could tell like coming from the story, and instead of like, they still have their book like held out in front of them, but the words didn't like come from the book and hit people. They like dripped down like ink and ichor into the ground and spread
so
out through
malicious
shadows.
as fuck.
nice. I like that.
It's sexy.
So
Flavor.
Darrett's mom is going to walk in
Have it
behind, and they are going to close the door behind them. And they are, you guys are all like looking at Teller at the moment, being like, wait, what?
Tell her, what the fuck? Roll initiative.
Does she walk in 5 feet from me, or is she 10 feet from me? Because it's hard to tell with the grid.
She's currently 10 feet from you.
cool.
Yeah. And she is going to cast 3 energy rays. She doesn't see Calgar right away, so she's going to cast 2 at Harvest and 1 at Darrett.
Rolls eyes.
That is going to be a... Oh my god, 2...
Fuck.
That's going to be 14s to hit.
No.
Okay, so despite your surprise, you manage to duck out of the way as these 2 energy blows fly past you, and that's going to be a 9. So this woman comes in with her hands up and just starts like blasting.
She started blasting.
Closes the door behind her and just starts shooting at you guys.
Yeah.
They singe off of the walls behind either of you, and this moment is just... It's so crazy that you actually are like, wait.
Time out.
How is Darrett's mom shooting spells out of her hands right now?
Ben literally looks over. He's like, "What the fuck?"
And upon hearing that, they are going. We're going to have a whole surprise round, so nobody else goes, and they get to go again. And they are going to turn to their right or turn to their left, seeing you yell that, and they're going to pump 3 of these attacks
Oh my
into you as
God.
well.
They're gonna shoot ropes at you.
Pump 3 ropes at you.
Oh my god!
3 crits?
Oh my god.
No,
Anything at 20?
no.
No issue.
Well, yeah, you have crazy AC.
Started blasting.
So I started
Blasting. Element of surprise.
In the surprise, she realizes that you guys aren't doing anything, so she is about to attack the same targets. But hearing this what the fuck from behind her, she spins and snarls at you, and in the spin kind of like loses her aim and shoots off over you, expecting a full-sized person, but instead there's a Kender. So there's just these 3 like violently Icarus blasts of energy that shoot above your head. They look very gross and evil, and
Disgusting.
it's not a good time. That comes back around to Teller. It's your turn a second time. What would you like to do to harm your friends?
Don't sound so
Hearing
happy about
those like the pings of the rays of energy off the shield, Teller turns to Van. You are so desperately worried about not harming people because your god decided your path for you. Do you believe, as someone who has never made a worthy decision before, that you really should be the chosen? And I am going to cast Dissonant Whispers at 2nd level. As like this like
Wow.
anxiety like spikes into you. And you're going to need admittedly, it's a wisdom saving throw.
Oh, I'm not good at those.
Well, that's not very nice.
Look, all that stuff I said last
He's
night, I
just
really
a
didn't mean
Kender.
it. Plus, what's your mod?
14.
What's your spell save DC?
14.
All right.
Nice. Well done.
Is it half on Dissonant Whispers?
yeah.
It's up.
I hate you.
So that's 13 halves, so that's 6.
6.
6 psychic damage to you.
As Ben kind of like,
You'll never recover emotionally.
well, Ben, like, I'm gonna just go ahead and say, Ben looks at Tyler and is just like, but that's just not true.
Nuh-uh.
You wouldn't say that.
Oh.
All right.
You don't mean that. Don't mean that.
Oh, stop.
That
Go
is
home.
gonna be Harvest's turn. What are you doing?
That's incredibly hurtful. I was sitting there polishing my longsword, so I
I
think
bet you were.
Until it started shooting.
So it starts shooting rope.
Harvest finishes polishing her longsword.
Stop.
And she's going to kind of jump to her feet and like swing at Darrett's mom, who just shot some fucking energy beams at me. Like,
Okay,
Also,
so
did we
you're
hear
gonna
a
stay away
snarl?
from. Yeah, he's the Darrett's mom snarled.
So we heard, that's audibly. Yeah, fuck that
move
shit.
right.
Like, is actively.
Okay. You're diagonal 5 feet with Darrett's mom.
great.
Or diagonally, if you prefer.
Diagonally.
All right, what are you doing?
I'm gonna
That was the
give a
snarl.
little smack.
Great. With what?
You're not really Rob, are you?
My longsword. That's what I have out.
Great. Do it.
I am going to. Where is it? Nope. Oh, everything is moved on this sheet. There it is. The precise strike. So I don't have disadvantage on attack rolls.
Nope. Only ability.
Just making
yeah.
sure. Okay.
Only
Cool.
ability checks.
So just gonna give myself
Your
advantage.
speed is also halved, but
Yeah, I that's
You're
why I was
fine.
like just gonna walk forward. Not 20.
amazing.
Fuck it up.
Wow.
Yeah.
So that's well, okay. So wait, that's
That actually hits.
Oh, does it? Oh,
Yeah,
that's
weird.
weird. Oh, that's
It's
good.
so weird, but it does
a
hit.
nat 20 actually hits.
That's
So
good to know.
Just. Like.
No.
holy
It,
shit.
Okay.
There's no crimson right on it, but because it's a crit, I do get 4d8.
yeah.
Wow, insane.
God damn.
Damn.
13, 16, 21 plus 6.
27.
27.
Amazing. Oh wow. Okay.
Huge.
Twice.
As you bring your sword down on this person,
I think my luck is changing,
you
guys.
Yeah.
cleave right into Darrett's mom,
Yeah.
into their shoulder.
She's dead.
You sink your sword a little bit into their shoulder, and this magical ripple appears across their body. And in the strangest fashion, your sword begins to raise up as their form grows. From none of these are painted yet because I didn't think they were these. I didn't think we were going to get to these yet.
Fair.
But as their form grows,
Oh, he did
a
mean
foot and a
draconic.
half
Yeah,
into a coppery, gold
Motherfucker.
scaled draconic figure with Darrett's mom's clothes on, but this 7 foot tall gold dragon figure stands before you with in the clothing of a 40-year-old fish market seller.
Incredible.
He is staring you dead in the eyes as you do this, and you just see this like little bit of flame curl out of his nostrils.
Is dominate concentration?
Yeah, it is.
Hell yeah.
That's a great point.
13 it would be, I think.
Half damage. right?
Yeah. It's half or 10, whichever's higher.
Yeah. That is a 22.
Fuck.
Still got it.
Still dominating.
Okay.
And then Harry, is there anything else you want to do on your turn?
No.
Dizaldin was on the concentration check too. Thanks, Dizaldin.
Appreciate you.
What are we gonna do without chat when we have to pre-record an episode?
I know.
It's gonna be so sad.
Yeah, no, that's my turn. And Harvest is like, what the fuck?
All right, that is going to be Calgaro.
I saw all this, right? You can see clearly now the rain is
I mean,
gone?
yeah, there's a tall gold dragon
Yeah, there's,
in the
I'm
room.
literally just behind a pillar,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
okay, perfect.
You're like on the. There is a wall in front of you because you're in the stall. So you would have to like get out of the stall, or you can just shoot over it.
Come out of half. No. I mean, he's gonna step out.
The only sorcerer who's never like, oh, I'm in cover. Great, I'll shoot from cover. You're like, oh yeah, I'll fight.
No, he's got his mom in him.
Nah.
But I'm always gonna fight. I'm never gonna not fight. Would I have cued any of it in any magic that I've ever seen that clearly my friend is under some sort of influence?
Roll an insight check for me.
Could. Not my best, but at disadvantage because my life sucks.
Yeah.
I'm so tired, I can't think. It's a... Okay. Could have been good. 3 + 3.
No, you're
Equals
like
20.
Wow, he's Teller's still storytelling. Like it feels like Teller.
Yeah.
That feels like what he would do.
So narratively, because I think it looks cool and I want to share it with the world, as the ink slides down to the ground in the form of almost words, you were saying, my reaction, which isn't a reaction, just the defense of it is actually like very much a happy kid kind of steps into a puddle, but instead I like stomp sideways and the words come up and then magically just brush them aside.
God,
Nice.
so
And I'm like, tell her what the fuck, and I have no idea. But then I see all this, all that bullshit, and I'm like, no. So he kind of like comes around the corner, stepping out to impulsively attack this thing.
Yeah.
But out of nowhere, almost as if there's internally because there's a meteor inside of me. There's a tug upward, and it actually lifts my feet off the ground a little bit, and instinctively a quickened mage armor appears. But the way it looks like is from my back, and I hate referencing it because the company sucks, but the Archangel Tyrael's wings?
Yeah.
How they shoot up as strands. You see these golden like light strands shoot up around me, almost like ribbon, then wrap around me.
Sick.
And then form like parts of plates and like little chunks of
that
other armor.
fucks, actually.
And the
That's
glow
sick stuff.
like as the glow comes down, his feet touch, and he's got like, he still has his like red little scarf thing or whatever, but now there's like armor on him, and my AC has up to 16.
Yep.
But because that was a quicken spell, he's just gonna instinctively cantrip.
Right.
And he just charges his hand forward, ready for a firebolt. I wish. I wish.
Yeah, in this barn that is the size of you.
I'm gonna ignite the place on
Let me just
fire.
blow us all up.
We don't need no water. Let the mother. And, but something else happens, and almost backfires, and a forceful push comes and digs his heel so hard in the ground that it actually pushes him back like half a foot.
Great.
And an Eldritch Blast comes from his hand.
Let's
instead.
go.
Nice.
Ooh, what does your Eldritch Blast look like?
I always say it kind of just looks like airbending because it's so
sick.
It's like a minute of breaking the speed of sound, right? You just get that and then like that forceful hit.
Roll your attack for me.
And let's see if it actually
On who?
on the dragon, on the draconic. That's 15 + 6 is 21. Okay.
That hits. Yeah.
Sick. I love these silver dice. Missy Mom Gaming. They have been rolling so well for me, and the one shot we also did at your house.
Yeah.
Killed. It's only 1d10 force, but because I don't have the charisma modifier adding to it, but it's 6 damage.
Great.
Nice.
Awesome.
And I'm hoping that is also going to be a roll for that concentration.
It is.
It
It's
is.
a 10 on the
10 on,
concentration.
all right.
Yeah. That is an 8. It fails. You are yourself again.
Nice.
Right in the
Hell yeah.
Do we notice the spell fail, or do we
Nope.
have another turn before?
No, you don't notice right away.
Great.
Okay.
I mean, I wouldn't have noticed
sorcery
anyway
points
because
going.
Ben had
You said
no fucking
6,
clue.
right?
Yeah.
You said 6 damage?
6 damage.
Okay. Amazing.
And he's looking at his own hand like, what the fuck just happened?
Yeah.
Because I just leveled up and he doesn't know what an Eldritch Blast is. He doesn't know what an Eldritch Blast is. Or at least just yet.
Cool. That is then going to be Bannon's turn.
Bannon, like those things go over his head, and he sort of just for a moment, like kind of like settles into that something weird happened, and his eyes go, and like they start like glowing with that radiant fire as I cast Divine Favor on myself, so I get an extra D4 on my attacks.
Solinari's like, I guess I'll do you a favor.
He moves through me.
Through me. Sorry.
We're gonna go ahead and make an attack on the dragon, so I'm gonna move close to it,
Okay.
and we'll just fucking roll and hope that we hit. natural fucking 20. You know what that means? We're gonna divine smite.
Oh my god.
All right. Yeah.
Let me gather my fucking dice.
What did
The
you roll?
tables have
what
turned.
company dice did you roll that?
MrHungry.com.
So that's 2d4 from my spell that I just cast,
Yeah.
plus 2d8 for my battle axe,
And then the smite.
and then the smite, which I can never remember to find this damn thing on this thing. I believe it's just another d8.
It's
for
under D
radiant.
for divine.
I believe it's just another d8.
Alphabetical. Is it? Is it? I feel like it's like 3 or 48.
I don't think it's actually in my actions is the problem.
No,
That's
but
why I can't
it,
find it. It's in
features and
feats.
traits, yeah.
Just this really like undoes the.
Yeah, you gotta roll. Come on, do your damage. You rolled a natural 20.
That's my
2d8 extra.
fucking knew it was more.
So that's 2d8. So it's actually 4d8.
Amazing.
So we're gonna roll the radiant damage separate from the slashing.
Yeah.
Slashing
Plus the
damage.
Plus the
Yeah,
four.
these are the d4s for
part of
that
it.
spell. But this is radiant damage, so we'll roll the
I
radiant
cannot
together.
believe how much damage you guys are doing in one
This
turn.
is really hot. I really like this.
And we'll do the same dice.
I just was like, oh, like this will be a fun like couple rounds.
It's 6 and 6. They're
We're
both
so pent up from not having spell slots from the
plus
previous.
3.
Yeah.
Right? You're using all your
Just
stuff now.
unleash it all.
You're like, this is our level 4
Literally,
shit.
like, eat shit and die.
5, 6, 7,
Can you do it like the count?
9. So 18
Mm-hmm.
plus, so it's 22, 24, 26, 27 points of damage.
Okay.
No, also what you did.
Yeah.
27?
Yeah.
27. Hell yeah.
As its head is like half dangling off of its neck.
It is so fucked.
Yeah.
Like you have like brought your. Are you talking with your shield?
So basically, we'll just say the way that this one works, just for flavor, is those things go over his head, looks back, and he goes in, brings his axe onto the creature's knee, and sort of like flings himself with the momentum of
Yeah.
like the axe hitting.
Absolutely.
And the shield just like across the jaw as he sort of like lands, sort of like almost like down,
Black
like
Widow style.
Black Widow style, right up front,
Superhero landing.
and he's just like, keep your fucking spells away from my friends.
Amazing.
And that's
They call me Crossjaw Bannon.
They call me left hook.
Left hook Bannon. Shut
What's
up.
that back kick?
All right. He is so fucked up.
Oh, and
His
that's
jaws
It is
hanging.
27 points of damage.
His jaws hanging a little bit loose.
Oh.
He is furious.
Yeah, valid.
Oh no, it's actually Darrett's turn. Darrett is too shocked to do anything.
That's fair.
Darrett is like just kind of sitting
I think
there.
we got this.
Yeah.
Take one turn to
So
No, I'm worried for us.
Darrett's gonna just fall to his knees where he is and just kind of like stare at where his mom, this image of his mom was, and then it's gonna come around to the Draconian. It is going to unleash its noxious breath forward on you, which is going to hit Bannon, Harvest, and Teller.
Jesus.
I need all of you to make a Constitution saving throw for me.
16.
17.
Fuck off.
Natural 20. No, I'm just kidding.
Constitution saving throw, that's 13.
Okay, you fail. You two both pass. Bannon, you take a level of exhaustion.
Okay. Fuck this
Oh.
too.
Shit.
As this green noxious gas comes pouring out of the mouth of this draconic being.
You said it was copper or bronze?
Gold.
Gold. Thank you.
So you both take 9 points of poison damage, and you're going to take 18 points of poison damage.
Wow.
Can I ask how this thing looks?
Fucked.
It's fucked up.
How
like
much
it's
damage did it deal to you both?
Deal to
Half
us?
yours. 9, 9, and 18.
Rebuke the violent.
what does that do?
It means I deal that damage back as radiant damage to it, as long as it's...
Is there a save on that?
Yeah, it's half damage if they succeed on a...
Wait, your friends totaled, so another 18?
Is it just an attack roll if something makes an attack
Says,
roll?
immediately after an attack within 30 feet of you deals damage with an attack against a creature other than you.
Wow.
You can use your reaction to force the attacker to make a wisdom saving throw.
Is this an attack? I guess,
Well,
yeah.
it would say in the
But you
thing,
don't-
like if
It's
it
not
says,
it's weird that it doesn't specify that it's an attack roll or...
Well, is it because it was a save? It wasn't an attack spell.
That's what I'm trying to think in
because
my
I think
head.
if you-
An attack is when you make an attack roll. Forcing a save is not an attack.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, so it's not
so
an
you can't
attack.
rebuke the
Oh,
violence on a
interesting.
breath
As
weapon.
fucking cool as that would
Because that
have
would be
been.
because then you could like rebuke like fireball, which
Yeah.
doesn't
Yeah.
really make sense,
No.
or like
Yeah.
a dragon's like breath weapon.
Yeah.
Yeah, interesting.
That's-
Okay.
that-
That would be
makes-
so OP because you would be able to do like
I imagine it would
Yeah.
just be what the dice was, what the max roll was on
that was
damage.
18 damage. I actually
think
have to
it
roll a
makes sense with the attack roll 'cause it's
concentration
targeted
saving throw to
specifically
maintain
to
my
one
spell.
Yeah.
what spell?
Divine favor. It gives me an extra D4 radiant damage on my attacks.
Okay.
For a minute. That is 9 plus.
Did you cast divine favor on the same turn that you?
Divine Smite? Divine Smite's
Smite.
not a spell.
It just is an
It's
effect.
not. It's
Right. No, that's fair.
standard
Yeah,
thing.
Yeah.
No, that works. No, totally.
But I took 18 damage. Half of that is 10.
9.
So 10 is the thing. But I rolled a 9 plus 3, so 12. So I
You're good.
maintained.
Yeah. You maintain your concentration. All right. Then that is.
Teller?
No, it's still his turn.
Legendary action to kill.
Make-
a
I'm
guy.
gonna make an
fucking
attack
kill this
roll.
guy.
He is
If
going
all of
to.
the army has legendary actions, we're fucked.
He is going to open the door and turn to bolt away.
Is he moving?
Yeah. So he's going to open the door and turn to bolt away.
Sentinel.
You both get attacks of opportunity if you'd like to take them.
Yep, absolutely.
Oh,
Because his speed is 0 if I hit.
does Sentinel also trigger on an attack?
Yes.
Like if they attack,
Yes.
so that breath weapon still doesn't. That's
Yes.
good to
It
know.
has to be like a physical
Exactly,
melee
yeah.
attack.
Okay, yeah. attacks
So yeah, both of you do get
This
an attack
guy's
of opportunity.
Running away.
Right. Fucker!
Nope. Not at
Yeah, 9.
all. I rolled a. What's my fucking AC to hit? Oh, fuck you. You fucker. It's 10.
It does not hit. He
you
turns
sure?
and he bolts out the door and he starts running running across the street and away from the barn. It is now
Teller.
Teller's turn, yeah.
How many feet did it get?
It got 40 feet
40 feet.
away. Or sorry, 35 feet.
This spell, having broken, Teller kind of comes to and then, like in a millisecond, realizes everything. They turn to the Draconic. And this like kind of like, you know, evil version of what Teller's stories normally are. The ink doesn't like, you know, dissipate or rise back up. It like stretches out and like forms along the floor, leaving the barn, going toward the Draconic being. I offered you hope and salvation. You will now feel that hope and salvation. I am going to cast Dissonant Whispers at 2nd level.
Great.
Again on it.
What's the range on that?
60.
Oh yeah, you're good.
It needs to make a Wisdom saving throw.
Great.
14. I'm also gonna just ahead of time.
It
I'm
fails.
gonna quicken spell that. Beautiful. So that was a bonus action because I'm quickened spelling it. Oh, come on now. That is 8.
8 points of damage.
Sorry, no. 9 points of
9.
damage.
Amazing. You shoot, looking out the door, you shoot your Dissonant Whisper spell at it, and it doesn't hear you because it's far away, but it still manages to hear you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like your words, rather than reaching its ears, reach its mind as you get your revenge for your recently dominated personality. And it creeps up into its mind, and you watch as this thing is running and it seizes up all of a moment and it collapses in front of you. Yeah, go for it.
The ink like floods, like it's still dripping this like ichor down off the book and then floods forward. As soon as the words reach the dragon, it climbs up it and this ink like floods into its mouth.
Amazing. Yeah.
We don't see it, but it sees this like, you know, like stories of redemption and hope and people like coming back from the brink to finally do good. I would have given you salvation.
As it dies,
Flood with it.
he falls to the ground, and he explodes in this electric energy that like lances onto the ground in a variety of places around him. But because no one was within a certain range of him, it doesn't seem to affect anybody. But you do see this explosion of electric energy upon his death, and you hear the screams and cries of the citizens of Vogler. The citizens are now seeing a draconic thing leave the barn that you guys went into and watched it die in front of them. And there's just sort of a general uproar from a couple minutes down the road of people just being like, are we under attack again? Why did they take, what happened? Marianne and all, Darrett and you look over, Darrett is just on his knees in this barn and down the hallway from you. And as you look upon him and you hear the noise of these people freaking out and you hear people begin to yell in the watchtower, the guards begin to get at arms, seeing this explosion of electric energy not too far from where they are guarding the perimeter of this forest. We are going to end our session, and we're going to come back at this point. For us on Monday, for you all, we will be premiering that YouTube video on Saturday.
God damn.
This keeps ending with a, and you're fucked. And you're fucked.
You're not fucked right now.
This wasn't
This is a good ending.
This was redemption.
For everyone except
Darrett,
Darrett.
yeah.
Darrett's really been put
bless
through
him.
it.
Yeah, seriously.
Darrett's not having it.
I mean, you guys rolled a
Chad.
3. It's your fault. So
It is our fault, to be fair.
Yeah.
So when he said it was wearing her clothes,
yeah.
fuck.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh, yeah. She's dead.
yeah.
Well, you don't know that.
We don't know that, but we know that. But we
I
don't.
mean,
But we can
You don't know
assume.
that she's dead. You just know that, at the very least, the Draconic army had her at some point.
Do they take prisoners?
You do know that they do.
Oh.
When you guys were watching the little forward camp, there was that round building that you saw them taking manacled people in and out of.
Oh, right.
When you guys
okay.
were doing your spine
All right.
earlier.
Harvest won't focus on that, but someone else probably will.
All right, we're going to end there. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining us for another session of
Thanks, Chad.
Dragonlance Shadow of the Dragon Queen.
Hell
We're
yeah.
going to be back next Saturday with another one of these. And there's going to be a
Another
very,
one.
very, very special live stream on Wednesday night where we, not all of us, because Brian and Clarus are the only players who are going to be joining me, are going to be joined by our good friends Fariha and I'm blanking on the other... Ellen.
I know, Shalish Ellen is...
Yeah. Ellen and Fariha are going to be joining us. We're going to be doing a Daggerheart one-shot exploring the new Critical
break the
Role
game.
system. We're going to start off with a little bit of a conversation about character building, and then we're going to do a little bit of roleplay exploring the soft skills of that system, and then a little bit of combat.
That stream is also going to be more chat interactive.
Yeah.
Like, it's going to be not like actual play. Like, we're going to chat with you guys and amongst ourselves about the system, how we like it, you know, where we, like we're going to try and break it. We're going to find all the little nooks and crannies. Cause
we probably won't get to break it. We won't be able to play like higher levels and see like how it balances.
But
you know, we're
explore
gonna
the mechanics of it.
Yeah, what the beginning of looking at a game in that brand new system that they're dropping Tuesday. So if you want to read the stuff that we're going to be playing off of, that's going to drop Tuesday from Darrington Press and everyone over at Critical Role. Yeah, very excited. I've gotten a little bit of a sneak peek. I've seen some stuff already, so I'm very excited to be able to get into that beta with you all. It is a fun system with some very cool ideas that they're playing with, and I personally am excited to. I'm going to say we're the first Canadians to actually play it live on stream.
Probably.
So that's what we're going to call this.
Yeah.
Come join us Wednesday night for that. Brian will be there. It's going to be a good time, and then next Saturday we'll be back with the next session of Shadowlands
Shadowlands Dragon
Queen.
King.
Shadowland
Nice.
Dragon
Shadowlands
time.
Dragon Queen.
Shadowlands.
Why am I dyslexic? If you want to roll dice like we do, go to MrMountainGaming.com and use coupon code nerdynightly15 for 15% off.
You too can roll 14.
That's Rob. That's Brian. That's Clarus. That's Robin. Their socials are down below. Do something nerdy tonight. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.